This week we talk about Modern Warfare single player campaign, the Peanut Butter Falcon, and my oh wait, we actually have more. The Mandalorian. Holy crap, Rick and Morty season 4. That and more.
Yeah, it's all fucked up now. Good luck.
Oh yeah, that when it doesn't save it properly. Absolutely. Welcome to the ADLR Podcast, episode 70. We hit another milestone, guys. We made it to 70.
We did.
I was gonna say 60, 70. That doesn't make any effing sense.
Give or take.
Yeah, about 60, 70. We've been doing 6,000 episodes, Randall. How do you feel after 6,000 episodes?
The same.
Hold on, let me see. 6,070 weeks is how many years?
40 years.
116 years.
I told you.
Can you imagine doing this for 116 years? I'd probably just end it, you know?
Nah, man. I'd keep going.
Why?
Why not?
Okay, fair point. If you... Oh, what was that? Nothing? All right, cool. Housekeeping. www.adlrplays.com for the one-stop shop of all my content. You're there, you can find a link to the Patreon. If now you want to go to the site, you can go to patreon.com/ADLRplays. Extra Life is on there too. I don't think I have that Extra Life to ADLRplays.com link anymore, so don't go to that. Just go to the ADLRplays.com and you should be able to find it. If you scroll down. In the support section, I think. I removed the table of contents. I was on top of it because it looked terrible. So now it's just...
What?
Before I used to have like a table of contents on the site, and since it didn't look right on the left-hand side, I didn't want to center it because what table of contents is centered like that, so it's on there anyway. So yeah, and then as always, if you want to send in fan mail, you can go to the website. There's an interact section. Just go to the website now. I don't have to. My housekeeping is just go to www.adlrplays.com. That's so easy.
I saw that we got some fan mail.
Yeah, we got one on there. And because of that fan mail, I needed to add another question to the form to ask who is this person. Because before I would just say, hey, just what's on your mind, and you submit it. But now I need a name because otherwise, who knows?
I was gonna say who submitted that. If I had to take a wild guess, I could probably figure it out. But
if I had to guess.
But guess.
I'm gonna guess. Who it is. Oh, you already know who it is?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have a guess though.
Okay, my guess. Okay, let's do the fan mail. We'll get it out of the way. The fan mail is: can I still use baby powder if I'm not a baby? Yes, is my answer to that. I think this was Hobby.
I think for both.
If not, hey, you caught me.
Isn't baby powder for chafing? I mean, you need that more as an adult than as a baby.
Is it chafing or chafing? Or chafing, yeah.
Like when you said it the second way.
I don't know, was it too seductive or?
No,
Javi says, yeah, I knew it, man. Like, I know my own kid's handwriting. You feel me? It's text, guys. That's the joke. I'll be here all week. All right. You know what wasn't here all week? My router. So... over the weekend, I'm like, oh, snap. Well, Friday night, I guess I ended up staying home. We didn't hang out with my lady, so I'm like, oh, I can start recording Call of Duty Modern Warfare single player. So I started doing that, no problem. Then the next day, I'm like, since she works from 9 to 5, I could probably stream something tomorrow morning and just stream until she gets out. Well, loaded it up, only to see my router blinking. Like, you know, remember when you first see the red lights in the 360? Just blinking red lights. Well, this is the same, but only the power button. So I'm like, let me troubleshoot it. Let me go figure it out, because I'm not gonna just panic and like throw it out the window or hit it with 30 sledgehammers. So then I go and find on the internet on my phone. Oh, I just connected my computer directly to the modem because internet was still working. It was just the router, and find out it might have shut down on accident during a firmware update. So I'm like, cool, no problem. I found a way to manually send it through FTP so it can automatically install it. Tried that. Looked like everything was going fine. Booted up for like 2 seconds. I'm like, oh, we got internet again. Cool. Back to the red lights again. So I'm like, okay, great. Tried it again. I reflashed it with the current firmware. This time it didn't even reboot properly, just straight to the red lights blinking. So I'm like, great, I need a new router. So on my way to bed, so I grabbed my trusty old sidekick roommate here and went to Best Buy. You don't see him because there's a microphone. Because he's looking at his phone in the middle of a podcast. He loves to do that. Randall, none of that. Whatever you're trying to show me has no idea. Is it on this dock? Then it doesn't matter.
Look at what I'm looking at.
Put it on the dock.
No, I'm saying turn around and look.
I can't see, Randall.
Just turn around and look.
There's too much brightness in my eyes.
Turn around and look. Just look.
Breast?
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, he put breast on there. He has no time but to look at it.
I was going through your catalog.
Okay.
Smarty Pants.
You can do that after the podcast, Randall. Like, that doesn't excuse your actions, Randall. In any way, shape, or form.
I mean, you just plugged it, so I wanted to look at it.
Anyway, so I took this fine gentleman to Best Buy and didn't run him over for whatever reason. And I went to go get a router. So I saw that the Google Nest was out. So I'm like, I wonder what it'd be like to have a Google router. Turns out pretty fantastic.
Is that what that marshmallow looking thing is?
Yes, sir. It's a nice. I can't.
It's a router?
Yeah, this the Google Nest, the latest one that they announced this year. I'm like, oh, it's only like 150. I thought it was gonna be more. It is more if you buy it with like an extra the Wi-Fi point because it's like a mesh type of router. But all I needed was the base router. So I installed it.
Sell me on it.
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's in terms of control. Like anywhere, I can be like anywhere from here to anywhere on the planet and be like, yeah. So with the assistant, I'll be like, yeah, turn off Brian's Wi-Fi, and it turns it off for you.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, dude. It's like a huge control. It's self-healing.
Dongle heaven.
Network in terms of like, make sure just to stay up whenever it can. I haven't had it mess up on me, but it hasn't even been a week yet, so like my other router before, I'd have to reboot it a bunch of times with Randall as my witness. And anybody here, I guess, as my witness, but unplug it and show us. Oh, I guess, you know what? Here, I can show you guys. Give me a sec. For the audio listeners, this is fantastic content for you. There it is. Oh,
Yo, I deadass thought that was a fucking
that's a marshmallow. It's out
mic,
here.
Capsule.
You guys got a nice little, and so far it's been great. Like I had to, since I have most of my stuff set up with switches, it wasn't an issue. It only has one extra gigabit Ethernet, so it's supposed to be like for Wi-Fi only. So I just hooked it up to a switch, and all my network is still the same. It picked up everything.
Hooked up to a switch and not Stadia.
Speaking of Stadia, in the settings, when you're assembling in the Google Wi-Fi app or the Google app, there says gaming preferred, and it says prioritize Stadia packets, and I'm like on. So that's fantastic timing in my part. Yeah.
I downloaded the app even though I don't even have access. I'm not a founder. I just downloaded the app.
Because you got to be ready, dude. Speaking of which, I guess this is a great transition to a news item that I didn't put on the doc. They announced the launch games for Stadia, and I thought it was going to be a lot more. It was a bit underwhelming, to be honest. You're cutting in and out on the audio, so all I heard was...
I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't, like, I haven't changed the way I talk. The thing's not in any different position. The thing's a piece of shit.
Gotcha. It seems like they're staggering the release of the games because most of the games that they say are going to be out this year are still going to be out this year. But day one on next Tuesday, it's 12 games.
3 of which are Tomb Raider.
3 of which are Tomb Raider. So I'm like, that's weird. But the big one, they still kept Red Dead. So I'm like, great. I get to play Red Dead on day one. Destiny 2, obviously.
Samurai Showdown.
And Samurai Showdown was going to be on there. So is Mortal Kombat. So 2 fighting games. 1 sort of racing game, but not really. Thumper is like an audio syncing game. They pushed a bunch of games that like
audio surf. It's not like racing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like audio sync. Rhythm game. That's what I wanted to say, not racing. But yeah, I'm hyped. It's less than a week now as we speak. It's a week from now, as recording, it should be live. Is there going to be hiccups? Excited. Absolutely, dude.
I got myself excited because I thought that those launch games were all like, oh, if you have the premium one, you have access to all these. I was like, it's fucking lit. I'm gonna try Samurai Showdown, and Anthony was like, no, it's just Destiny.
Yeah, like the one they're giving to you for free is just Destiny.
I was hoping that the Darksiders game was gonna be an on-launch game.
I
I
think
wanted
it's
to try that.
still coming out this year. Like they have a blog post that tells you like,
Yeah.
oh, these are just the next week's launch, and then they're gonna still be
Like-
adding games throughout the rest of the year. So like Borderlands is supposed to still come out. I think Darksiders is supposed to still come out. Tom Clancy's Breakpoint, whatever the heck it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like all this other stuff is still coming out this year. It's just, I guess they're staggering it for whatever reason.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see. I think that's all the Stadia news that for now. And then next week it's game time, guys.
No tracking or anything on your controller.
I mean, I haven't checked since like months ago what the shipping was, but it said November like 22nd or something. So I'll have to just play with an Xbox controller hooked up to my PC.
The hitbox.
I'm not playing with a hitbox, Brian.
You're not living them.
Oh, I mean, you're the one that's been playing hitbox on Guilty Gear and other stuff. So tell me, Brian, how was the hitbox after a week of putting your hands on it?
I'm getting used to jump being under the down button.
Like second nature, like muscle memory now, or
Yeah, movement at a basic level is feeling comfortable. Like I remember where the buttons are. I'm not like, oh wait, I want to block and then like hesitate. I'm finding doing half circle motions. Like I have to do it slower, else I don't piano it correctly, and then I don't get the command grab, and then I die.
okay, what? Okay,
Character that I play doesn't have a DP motion, so I haven't really done those. So I mean, I'm out of practice with that. For the most part, I'm getting used to air dashes that are more comfortable because now I'm used to double tapping the forward button or back button after jumping.
okay.
Basically, I've been trying because the combos. I mean, it's the same as a regular stick. The buttons are laid out the same way. It's just
So once you have that muscle memory of what buttons to press, you got it.
for the most part, that's the hardest part. Is just getting a movement down. I was talking to Cloud 805. That's a pro Dragon Ball player because he plays on Hitbox, and I'll watch him a good amount. And he was saying that like worry about remembering your combos that you used to do prior to Hitbox. Don't worry about that. Just literally just sit there and only try movement because once you get that, the learning curve is over.
Oh, okay. So I saw it on here on the dock earlier, but I guess you removed it. You tried the hitbox while doing Steam's remote play together.
Yeah.
How the heck are you gonna remove streaming from this document from the Stadia, bro?
I did it from host side, so I didn't get to feel the latency. I was playing with Johan playing Guilty Gear.
Well, I mean, you could still talk about the UI, how easy it is to get him to play. You know, there's stuff to talk about in this streaming game, Brian. The heck?
What you have to do is you load up a game that supports it, but it seems like most of them already support it. You do you open up the Steam overlay in game, and you know how you would right click on someone on your friends list and hit invite game.
Yeah.
There's an option within that drop down where it's like just invite to remote play. From there, it's like parsec where you can control what they have control over. So like disable keyboard or controller or mouse.
Uh-huh.
You can control. I think it's either their volume, like the volume that they hear your game or something like that. I saw a volume bar and it's next to Johan's name, but I didn't touch it. You can prioritize quality over performance, like with a slider.
Yeah, that's on par at this point with most stuff that the streaming, like Parsec and Rainway and stuff like that.
For the most part, it just seemed like a parsec within Steam. I was the host, so I didn't feel any lag. Johan was saying he didn't notice any lag until like there were small moments where I guess it'd be like a lag spike and his game will be delayed for 4 seconds, and then it just goes through the game really fucking fast.
Yeah, because that's buffered. Yeah, because the video stream keeps coming up and it's his hangs and all those frames come in at once and it fast forwards through it to try and stay in sync.
Yeah, if he's he told me to tell you about his bike, and he had a bike and
Biking, I think I saw because I walked in and while you guys were playing at their place, and I saw him with some chick with like black hair, great physique, and
different costume.
Okay,
It's a girl who, I mean, like all great warriors, has an eye patch on her right eye. She's missing a whole arm, but she replaced the arm with basically a mechanized weapon. So she has like a cannon,
Okay.
It's like a cannon. She just has like a hook, like to pull you with.
Gengad?
Something else. No, not hook Gengad. There's no
Oh.
Piccolo in that game.
Oh, okay.
She's cool. I like her as a character. It just doesn't really fit me. But yeah, he has a bike and he rushes me down with her. I'm still trying to play Slayer, which is like I don't remember if I talked about this last podcast, but the first Guilty Gear I played was at Randall's place, and that was the Accent Core plus R, I think, the one you had on PS3, right, Randall?
Mm-hmm.
And the first character that drew my attention, at least aesthetically and personality wise, was Slayer. He's a vampire with like too much drip on him. His walk back animation, he just looks at you and goes, while walking back, just doing that. If you knock him down, he's just like this on the floor.
Laying down for audio listeners.
Yeah. Everything about him is just like legit, but I didn't continue playing him because the character is stupid technical.
Okay.
Basically, if you don't capitalize on counter hits, which is what he's basically made or designed around, you're wasting your time. And his combos don't work like Marvel strings for the most part, where it's hey, light, medium, heavy, it just cancels. It's like you're playing Street Fighter. So it's a close slash and the far slash. From there, you get the link, either a jab or a standing light kick, and then continue your combos like that. So a lot of it's like playing Street Fighter in a Marvel game.
That sounds like I'm at a disadvantage. Sorry. That means I can't just smash buttons.
But by doing so, he like vomits damage. Like if he looks at you off of a counter hit, you're dead, basically.
Like acid rain out of his mouth.
Yeah, basically. Trying to think. Yeah, he's very punishing and spacing heavy, and just knowing how to capitalize on your stuff. So, I said that if he's in the new Guilty Gear, I'm instantly maining him no matter what. But then I saw the gameplay stream for the new Guilty Gear, and I got hard. So then I was like, let me just play Rev 2, and let me just only play him, not my actual main. And it's been fun so far.
Sweet. What was I gonna ask? I guess nothing after that because you pretty much covered the hitbox and the Steam Remote Play together.
You'd have to ask Johan if it.
Yeah, for the client side.
He was saying it was fine until those small little hiccups. His damage is insane. He does stupid damage.
Okay.
Like playing Bison. They just grabbed Bison and put him into Guilty Gear, but then just gave him an air dash.
Okay, so you didn't say no charge moves, so
no charge moves though. No charge moves.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. It would also sounded good, but decided not to watch yet.
What's
that?
Rick and Morty season 4 premiere. Randall, you and Kelsey watched it. How great is it?
Randall watched it? Nice.
Yeah, he just didn't add it because why would he do that? He added the Mandalorian instead. Well, Randall, talking to you, man. What do you think?
As he's wearing a Rick and Morty shirt, take it off.
Do you want to go first, Kelsey, or do you want me to go?
Go for it, man.
Okay, so, yo, how low is the mic, bro? My voice is not that low.
I'm watching it here.
Whispering now, but then you're gonna get excited and get overly loud. Then you have to pull it back.
I mean, with no plot spoilers, obviously. Like, I mean, are they back in terms of pacing? Like, animation got any better? How, like,
everything is exactly the same.
Like,
which means if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But, the first episode is. It's kind of hard to talk about cheesecake and not mention that there's cheese in it. If you catch my drift. So
I mean, the first episode was pretty good. It was interesting. It was slightly different. The last, you know how after every episode they have a clip at the end, like they have like the credits and then there's like a clip at the end.
Okay.
So that brings the whole episode together. It is absolutely fantastic.
Okay.
You know, like normally it's one of those things where you watch it and you go, "Oh, okay, that's cool. It's a little bit of extra tidbit of information." This one, it's just fucking hilarious.
Oh, okay.
It's very pertinent to the story.
Randall sent me like a link to the Adult Swim site that had the episode title, and it was Live, Die, and Repeat. I'm like, okay, so there's a whole thing an Edge of Tomorrow reference.
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I love that movie. So
Then you're gonna love this episode.
good, cool. So yeah, the Edge of Tomorrow is basically Tom Cruise, where he keeps like dying but coming back, and he's trying to prevent stuff happening with Emily Blunt, and it's great. So if you haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow or Live, Die, Repeat, whatever, wherever you're listening to this, they named it differently in different countries. Go watch it. It's great. So Rick and Morty, I gotta go watch.
Yes, it was
Okay.
amazing.
I was telling you that last night, man.
Yeah, you did, Randall. And I decided to watch the Peanut Butter Falcon. I was waiting for him to say that. I was waiting for, that's what's called bait and switch. Yeah, I was waiting for you to say it. That line, Randall, I was waiting for, and I got it. You just got hit with Miguel Super again. So
Ooh.
the Peanut Butter Falcon, Randall. You were like, why is he watching this? Well, how do you feel at the end of that movie, Randall?
It was worth the watch. It got 90.
Before we watched it, we didn't know the scores, and then he looked it up after we had our, we enjoyed our film here.
We got like a 90. I think the critics gave it a 95, and the people gave it a 98. I know both ratings were in the 90s. So,
but anyway, the Peanut Butter Falcon. It's a movie with Shia LaBeouf in it, Dakota Johnson, and I don't know the kid who played Zach or the man who played Zach. I guess high level plot synopsis. Shia LaBeouf character's name's Tyler. Tyler is like a crab fisherman or whatever that's just not having a good time. Straight up not having a good time.
You some sort of bounty hunter?
It takes place, I think, in North Carolina or South Carolina. So Shia LaBeouf has this southern accent that he sells, like he does a fantastic job with. And anyway, so yeah, he's like a fisherman that lost his license, so he's doing stuff illegally, and then he lost his job as a fisherman.
What's the dude's name that's from Walking Dead?
John Bernthal.
He's in it.
He's in it as he plays Shia LaBeouf.
Sure.
He plays Shia LaBeouf's character's brother. So yeah, he does. He lost
an
it.
accent too.
We don't hear him speak.
He does. He speaks.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember him speaking. It's very minor.
Yeah. It's very
you'll see why.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the girl from 50 Shades.
Yeah, I said Dakota Johnson.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
I already started, Randall.
By the way, I just want to just real quick. I just want to say, like, when the whole 50 Shades of Grey thing came out, I was like, "You're very good at projecting," but I was a little concerned as to like why they picked her. But I didn't really like I didn't like look at her. I was just like, I thought maybe they would have went with somebody a little more exotic. You know what I mean? But after seeing her in this movie, man, that girl she's beautiful.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah, he did.
She's really beautiful.
Projecting my ass.
I didn't go that far with it.
He did. I saw it. I was sitting next to him.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, where am I at this synopsis? Yeah, so yeah, the guy's name's Tyler. He does some bad things, and he's got to be on the run. Well, on the run, he meets this kid Zach, who is a kid with Down syndrome, who escapes he for some reason was at an old retirement home because there's nowhere else to put him, and he effing hates it there. So he plots his way and escapes, and then these guys cross paths. And the only thing that the Zach wants to do is go to this wrestling camp to teach him how to wrestle. So then they begin their journey heading towards that camp because Tyler's on the run and he's trying to run to Florida. Like literally, like they're on foot on this journey. They get a boat sometimes, but Anyway, I guess not a huge surprise because in the beginning, Brian, Yellow Wolf's in this. Since I guess it has to do with Southern people, I think he kind of fits the bill. But
he says that in the song.
Okay, I'm like, I don't know why you got so hyped because Yellow Wolf's in it. Anyway, yeah, this movie is fantastic, dude. Like, I highly recommend watching this. At first, I'm like, okay, how can I say it? Like, right off the top, you know what type of movie this is gonna be. Like, it's trying to pull at your heartstrings. It's you're supposed to feel for like the Downs kid, but they kind of flip it in a way where not flip it. They have the you shouldn't feel bad for him kind of attitude. That make any sense? Because he's strong no matter the way, however he is, and they kind of like push that message. And Shia LaBeouf's character's dialogue and his actions and stuff like sends it home. That's not the term I'm looking for. Drives it home, and the performances are fantastic. Dialogue between Dakota and Shia LaBeouf are hilarious. Or just Shia LaBeouf just destroyed this movie in terms of his character. Like it's fantastic.
Do you know the whole story behind why he quit for the little bit of the time that he did?
I didn't know he quit because he did Fury, and then he did internet memes for a bit, and then he did this movie. So I don't know if he actually quit or not. I never heard that he quit.
There was an article a long time ago, like right around after the Transformers movies. Supposedly that he had quit.
After the Transformers movie. He made like more movies right after that.
Yeah.
He made a whole bunch of movies around the same time, but basically quit after all of them were done.
Oh, okay.
He kind of went off the deep end for a little bit and wanted to do his own thing.
Isn't that like around the time he was protesting and all that stuff?
Yeah. So he kind of left Hollywood for a while and went to do his own thing. And that's when you really started seeing him do what was it, like that that thing where it's like Shia LaBeouf, and it's like the guy, it's the like stage performance, and it's literally just him in the crowd. Do you guys have any idea what I'm talking about?
He didn't stop. Like his IMDb, he's credited for making a lot of things. He didn't stop. Like every year he had a project.
As an
You
actor?
have a project.
Yes. I'm looking at his IMDb. Every year he had a project.
I don't know. Maybe it was a myth then.
I'm like, I remember him doing funny stuff, but like he was also in the Elastic Heart, the Sia song. He was in the music video that came out in 2015. Fury, but the year before that, 2013. I haven't seen any of these. The Company You Keep in 2012, Lawless in 2012, and then 2011 was the last Transformers movie he did. Yeah, that man's he's just been doing stuff, but this one I guess he nailed it because excellent job from top to bottom. There's actually, Brian, someone you'll see if you watch this movie. It has to do with wrestling, so you'll see a familiar face.
Maybe Shawn Michaels. I'm furious.
If you said if it isn't,
I said if it better be or I'm furious.
Oh, I mean, okay. But
I just keep picturing Goldberg. I don't know why. The second he said, I pictured Goldberg.
Nah, keep in mind this is set in North or South Carolina, Randall. I forgot where it was at.
I'm pretty sure it was the South, though.
Most likely. Oh my
Anytime
god!
I hear Shia LaBeouf's name or just see him, it just reminds me of the chicken story from Hot Ones.
That's where I watched this movie because he was plugging this movie on the Hot One show. So I'm like, oh, I'll probably check it out. And then it came out on digital, so I'm like, it's time to check it out. And Randall's like, why are you watching this? Well, Randall, what do you think?
Well, I mean, put the context correctly. It was right after I said we should watch Rick and Morty. And he was like, well, we're going to watch this. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Randall, okay. And what happened? You liked it.
You didn't watch Rick and Morty.
Facts, but we also watched a great movie.
Disappointing.
Kelsey, tell them how disappointed you are.
I was talking about you. He chose that over
Oh
Rick and
my
Morty.
gosh.
He hasn't seen
Oh, you're
Homecoming.
right.
It doesn't
You're right.
matter what he says.
You're absolutely right. Oh my
But
gosh.
speaking of disappointing, Anthony, JoJo Part 3, how do you feel?
No, like, thank you for that exact thing. I finished it just like today, before we went live. And oh my god, dude. Yeah, the countdown. Like, 1 second has passed. 2 seconds has passed. That fight? No. Where do I start? Ask me questions because I don't know where to start right now.
Anthony, how do you feel about Chicken?
He died admirably. The spoilers for part 3. I think he died admirably because he saved the other. The way the people died in this made sense at the end. The problem is they try to fit in heartwarming and emotional stuff between the characters when that could have been done throughout the 20 effing filler episodes beforehand where they were just throwing stands at him. The last episode where Green Fist Fang Foom was on
Say his
there,
name
dude.
correctly now. When I'm serious, you need to say his name.
I think it's Kakuin?
Kyorn.
I don't know.
Now, so remember how he died? All the characters that I like, that's exactly how they die. I'm
Like
not gonna
this,
say
just-
who else. No, punched through the chest.
Oh, okay.
I can
Anyway.
say who my favorite are for the rest of the parts. Just to know if you see it happen.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch the rest of this. Like
There you are.
watching the end of this part, I hope the other ones aren't like this because I did not like the 30 episodes of, check out this guy's stand. The characters get like no, like I don't know, like they never bonded in a way that I thought would be meaningful anyway. Like it's just, hey, look how strong we are. We fought, we barely, like they lose so much blood. How do they there's so many things that goes like it doesn't make any sense. And then by this
man.
Dio fight, Jotaro's effing flying like a Super Saiyan because they put the things around both of them, but then they couldn't redirect their flight.
Can we can't just go past that like you didn't say what you just said. What the heck is
The sound effect when
the
they're
aura
Super
sound.
Saiyan, like when you power up in Dragon Ball and they have the key around them, that's the sound that you hear. That's the watch any episode of Dragon Ball when they're powering up.
I'm not disagreeing. I know that. I know it does that. I just wanted to hear your explanation as to what it was. Because instead of saying aura, you said.
And oh my god, I was let down by that last fight. It started fantastic because Dio was just bodying these kids. I'm like, this is what I was waiting for. So I'm like, there's lives on the line, people are dying. The Green Fist Fang Foom, the way he died, like was like legit a smart way. He's like, I don't have that much energy left, so the last energy I'm gonna use is to hint them towards how to beat him. And I'm like, perfect. That's great. I love that.
Is that a move he does or something?
No, that's what I call him because for me it's difficult to keep track of the names in this show.
Noriaki Kakyoin, Anthony. You remember his fucking name?
I know Kakio. Like they started giving him
His full
backstory.
name.
Like they started giving him specifically backstory. Like as a kid, I was alone the entire time. My teacher, all this other stuff, and they're like, but I don't feel alone with these guys because they also have stands, so they know how to see. I'm like, dude, I know you're gonna die now because no one throughout the 48 episodes in this effing season did they give a crap about him besides they cut his eyes. Like I'm like,
They cut his eyes, not cut them out.
no, there was like a stand that they fought of a blind man that can manipulate some water thing, and it can sense like vibrations in the sand and stuff. It was weird. They get really creative with the stands, but since they're killing all of them, we don't the squad doesn't get bigger than 5.
Like Javi said, all right. So you'll like part 4 and part 5. Part 4, they're actually they're like pals in part 4. In part 5, what you like is the episode they introduce somebody. That's when you get the backstory. The same episode.
I like that because I don't know. There's some like it was cool seeing all of them as a buddy. Like it ends in a very touching way. Everyone I guess spoilers. The only people that survive is Polnareff and the 2. Oh my god! You know how? And then let's bring back Joestar by transferring blood. What? Randall, this man was like blood sucked out of him. 5 finger holes through his chest. Dead, like they sucked the energy out. He looked like a corpse already, right? In an ambulance from Dio's dead. I'm spoiling this for Randall. I'm sorry, but they give a blood transfusion, Randall, to the dead Joestar, and all he had to do was since he earlier in the fight temporarily stopped his heartbeat. He's like, I can start his heartbeat. Watch this. Puts the stand hand in his body and like shakes his heart. So it can start. And then blood flow started coming through, right? Remember those 5 holes that I told you about? No blood splurting out of that. He still had him. A shot of it with him laying there talking to him, and there's holes in his chest. Okay. What?
Maybe the blood was clotted.
Yeah, I already clouded Anthony.
I guess you're right. I mean, like, again, there's
Javi said it's the hamon control.
the thing.
Use hamon to keep it in.
The thing that I think what disappointed me is they waited until the last 4 episodes to show this man's power, and it was stopping time. And I'm like, what? This entire time he could, even if it was 2 seconds, he could have gone and killed him like 40 episodes ago.
Recovering.
Sure. Recovering. Okay.
Won't be okay.
Yeah, that's most. I think that was one entire episode. Was him counting.
Did the sound of him pulling out the world distort from how loud it was?
Let me talk about the distortion sounds when he does the effing.
Thank you.
That isn't cool. Every time he's like, oh, like it's like he did chaos control. Every time he would yell out the world, and then, and I'm like, that's not gonna help my speakers. I'm sure I'm breaking my speakers listening to this.
It bothered me every time. It just who. I think the same person that worked on that sound effect worked on the the Broly movie, because it's just distortion fucking everywhere.
Man, I was like, for me, I think this part lasted too long without any like deep development of the squad. Like, I thought there was gonna be a lot more people by the end of this because they were just passing by, taking out stands, and like I'm like, oh, maybe they're just waiting for more people to add. So I don't know. Like, by the end of it, I'm like, this could have been. You could have skipped all those stands and just gone straight to this fight, and I'd have been like, yo, excellent, because the first 2 parts were just like that. Yo, he's in this castle, fam. We're at the castle, and by the end of the episode, next episode we're fighting him, and here it's like 20 episodes of. Again, granted, cool stands. I saw some of the enemies. I'm like, that's a neat design. That's pretty smart.
Arby?
Like that one was dope. Like him using the
game one or
the game one. I thought it was really cool because he wasn't cheating in a way. Like
the card one better.
Oh, you did?
It's because it's like, how are they gonna cheat?
Yeah, but this one, the game one, I thought was cool because he was looking into the soul, and then the way they outsmarted them, I'm like, clever. The Mimic episode was great too. Like they had choice episodes where I'm like, that's great, but you could remove them and just say, hey, they made it to Egypt and fought him, and nothing changed. Besides, they got Iggy, I think, in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Like the second half of the part, they get Iggy.
Yeah, and that's. Oh, and that one hurt. Iggy sacrificing himself for Polnareff, because I was like, great, Polnareff's dead, and then Iggy's like, no, I know you like him. And then ends it, and I'm like, oh, crap. Everyone's saying that 4 and 5 fixed my complaint. Okay.
The part when he starts doing what he does to Iggy for like 3 minutes straight, I actually felt like uncomfortable watching that.
It's mostly because it's a small dog, and they put the anime eyes on it, and then there's blood all over it, and I'm like, yo, this is part 1 all over again. Like, I'm gonna down this guy immediately.
There's dog abuse?
One specific, but the dog has a stand as well. Like, he has powers. So, yes, there is definitely dog abuse. I would consider this abuse because...
For about 3 minutes straight.
Yeah, like...
What's funny is that's my favorite villain out of this part.
I agree. Like, I thought his was cool. Like, his stand was also really cool. And he's like an aggressive, like, combatant. Like, he wasn't there trying to talk to people. He was like... Hit him with that void thing, by Abdal. I'm like, yo, this is a joke, right? I was thinking like he's gonna come out with no arms on fire, and I'm like, yo, there's no way he's dead. And then bam, he's dead.
He set the precedent for what kind of character he was. On sight, someone's leaving this room.
Yeah,
a corpse. Someone's gonna become nothing.
Like, it was crazy. But yeah, again, like pretty inventive stands. But like, I think it was way too drawn out. They're like they stayed with like a certain like cast of characters, and then I'm like, I like them, but I didn't know them deep like that well. I knew the old Joestar because he had an entire season for himself, you know. And there was only like and that was only like 2 people we had to worry about. It was him and like I think it was still Dio, wasn't it? No, it was Wamu and the other people.
Wamu.
So now I have to watch it Japanese because I caught up to the dub and I'm past it now. So
there you go. But you missed. No, I showed you Wamu. Never mind. I showed you how he says his name.
What was I gonna say? The fight, like the actual fight after Dio decides to just off Green Fist Fang Foom, I thought was not that great. I did get to see the iconic so you approach me after he tells you not to get close to me. Like, I need to get close so I can beat the crap out of you. He says the S word, but I'm trying to keep it clean for the children. And that was, even I've seen that so many times, but it still made me laugh.
The audacity is
Yeah, like there's so much. The swag on Jotaro was fantastic in that scene.
I think he might. It's a tie for my favorite JoJo, like the Joestar. My favorite is tied between Joseph and Jotaro, just because the first time you see a vampire, you pull a Tommy gun on him that shows big balls.
Yeah.
And I like that. And he was basically read based. Like, now you're gonna say what I like about Jotaro, he doesn't respect you.
I
Gotcha.
think the real question here, though, is
Yeah.
have you watched No Game No Life?
The good news, I'm telling you, I just finished this part. And what did I say in an earlier podcast?
I don't know. I may not have been.
You have
Too busy not
oh my
watching Homecoming.
Gosh, dude. I said when I finish this part, I'm going to watch No Game No Life. And I finished this part. So, yes, the next thing I'm going to do is take a break from JoJo, go watch No Game No Life, and then come back to JoJo. Maybe. Depends how I'm feeling. Because this last part left like a sour part. I believe you guys that 4 and 5 is better, but like it left like a bad taste. Like it took too long. The Dio fight had its good moments, but a lot of it's literally them yelling useless and like for like 2 minutes. I'm like, do another move, bro. Like, I don't know. For 40 episodes, that man's still doing his E Honda punches, and I'm like, that's what I'm saying. 40 episodes, you haven't done anything different. And then he learns time can stop. No, I'm already getting heated again. And he just, I can stop time too. Okay, cool. Good thing you learned that 2 minutes before the last in the last thing. Oh, I can't.
I agree with the last fight. If they like cut it by half, at least once everybody gets bodied, especially Noriaki, Kakio, and Anthony, then I could see that if they condense that. But then they wouldn't have Steamroller landing on them. Or the big ass.
That man
roller.
counted down to throwing a steamroller on someone. Oh my god. I guess.
Yeah, Nella can explain it to you if you want.
Well, I mean, I can't sit here and watch chat for a podcast, so like.
You can read it while everyone else is talking about something.
I guess.
I think, but to finish JoJo part, I think part 4 is probably gonna be your favorite, just because of the last half is a whodunit.
Like, I like that as long as there's like it's progress. Because I'm used to the first part and the second part. I liked it because the pace was fantastic. We went through generations in one season. Like, I was like, oh, here's the setup. Generations later, here are the repercussions. Like, things are happening and hey, where's Dio? There he is. He had like not Dio. The Wamu got the what is it, men? They had a group.
The Pillarmen.
The Pillarmen, yeah. Like he had his motivations. He only had 2 little lackeys. They bodied him. Next is the big guy. Like it happened quickly, and the point was satisfying. I'm like, oh damn, I just got part through 1 and 2. A lot's happened. There's history here, and then this one's like if I'm watching House, like a little bit progresses the story, but most of it is still like, hey, can House figure out what's wrong with this guy? And there's 40 minutes about it. When the juicy parts, House. Yeah, no, I do. But the juicy parts are in between him trying to figure out what's wrong with the patients, in my opinion. Like his personal life and like him dealing with society and whatever the heck is, and that's what this became with like 15 minutes of look at the Stand's power. Not even, it's 30 minutes because it's the Stand started having 2-part episodes. It was like part 1, part 2 for like all the enemies, and I'm like Anyway, I'm done with that. I enjoyed most of my time with JoJo Part 3. It's just too long, man. I don't know. Like, if I felt like I was watching manga, like a Shonen Jump, like a Naruto manga, where it was like 800 freaking volumes, and I'm like, just get to Dio for Christ's sake, you know?
And that's the biggest spit in my face because I'm not gonna rant about Naruto anymore, but I'm
just using Naruto as an example of the type of anime or the type of show, like the super long hidden power type of stuff. Like him, Nella Trey, I'm sure you can explain in the chat. You can explain how he learned stop whatever in 40 seconds. Because keep in mind, most of the episodes is them during stop time. So, okay. Yeah, Okan in the chat says the One Piece is that. I think One Piece is still going. And it's been like 7 years. Or maybe more.
I think Bleach might be going. I don't even know.
I thought they ended that.
I don't care, to be honest with you.
He always knew how is the short answer, says Nella Trey. I can't. That makes it worse for me. He always knew how to do it. That to me makes most of what I saw for this part 3 worse. All right, we're gonna move on. I was talking about Peanut Butter, right? And then we even talked about JoJo. Yeah, Peanut Butter, go watch it. I freaking loved it. JoJo part 3. If you can stand the 40 something episodes in one part, then go for it. But Nella Trey in the chat says Dio got the powers because stole Jonathan's body. Then why can't the grandpa Jojo whatever do it? He's like 1,000 years older than Jotaro. You think he wouldn't have learned how to do it by then? Like that makes it completely worse because that means the granddad should have known how to do it and should have been able to master it. All right, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it.
That's how you really feel.
But now you'll get your
Goku.
wish, Kelsey. No Game, No Life. I'm watching it next.
Good.
I swear, Kelsey, if I watch this freaking show and it ends with bravery, I'm gonna hit you through the internet.
No, the ending. From what I understand, the ending of the first season, they kind of jump some of the manga, because they're trying to hype it up so that people will be like, we want a second season. But even with what they did, it's still a pretty decent ending. Like it's not. I don't know. It's not like Claymore and it's not like Soul Eater. It's amazing.
Okay.
I like that he said pretty decent. He didn't say, yo, it ends lit. He said pretty decent.
Nella Trey in the chat says they talked about the link between Dio's body and Jotaro's was the strongest and most similar soul energy. Similar soul energy doesn't mean I learned to stop time while I'm being punched in the mouth. Like it doesn't work that way. Coming from a Dragon Ball watcher, like they learn after they get the beating. And in this show, when you get the beating, you're probably dead. So, I don't know. Okan asked, do you guys watch Harem? I do not. No, I do not. I don't know. I don't know. I just, by the end of, when the credits rolled on this part, I'm like, finally. Like, they had a nice touching moment at the airport at the end going, hey man, we're going to be great. And the last shot of Jotaro looking at a picture of all of them together, I'm like, okay, that kind of warms the heart a bit because they were all really cool characters, but I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm just done with it. I just need some time away. Hopefully I'll still want to. Nella Trey says it's too long to explain, but they hinted at this throughout the entire season. Throughout the entire season, dude.
The entire...
I don't know if you might remember 80% of, or 20% of the season, because there's a lot of, they're not even on screen. Jotaro literally fights one or two of the stands throughout the 40 episodes that are on there. Polnareff takes out like 2 or 3. Abdul fake dies in the beginning, in the middle of this. And then, I can't.
I think you can. Let the anger flow through you.
It's not that I'm angry. It's I don't know if I'm just frustratingly confused on why this was. Yeah, like on why. Oh my gosh! All right, I'll take your word for it. Though I can't. I finished watching it over the course of a month and a half. Part 3, I think it is.
If you want to get all your frustration out, just as loud as you can, just yell "fuck GT Goku." It just feels so much better, Anthony.
Oh my god. They did. Javi says they did that to Abdul because the creator of JoJo didn't like drawing his stand. What? He was like the first stand you see in the whole show.
No, you see, he's the second, I think.
And he didn't like it? That's how you're opening your show with it. Why didn't he just... My gosh. Anyway. All right, we're moving on. Because I can't. Randall, Star Wars time. Is this Last Jedi levels, or are you liking this one?
Before you answer, I have a question. Is it
He already
the
answered.
entire season at once, or is it like a weekly thing?
So far, it's just one episode.
Oh, so dang, they're going to do a weekly thing? That's unfortunate.
Is this on Disney Plus? Is that what
Yeah.
it is? Yeah.
Randall got Disney Plus because he wanted like all the Marvel. He consumes all of Disney for the most part. He watches Marvel stuff. He watches Star Wars. You watch the Pixar. All the Pixar stuff is on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's
Watch the X-Men series over. I know that's on there.
the old
Continue
one.
Star Wars. Hit me with it.
It was
Dope.
I was geeking the whole time I was watching, man. Like I was just smiling because the quality is good, the story is good. It's for me, one of the reasons why I think I was so drawn into it is because of the mystery. It's like he never takes his helmet off, and just his demeanor is kind of like how I think I would be if I was a bounty hunter. So,
Why do you say things like that, Randall? Because when you say that, I just scan my mind palace for either the most offensive or just the funniest things that I could possibly say.
What could you possibly say for
Nothing,
being
Randall.
a bounty hunter?
Just move on, Randall. All right.
Okay.
All right. Just we're moving on.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, like
The acting, story, plot, like the animation's good. Like, is the CG good?
You know
like,
what? I don't know what
sets.
Mandalorian looks like. Is
It's
it live action or is it animated?
It's live action.
it's
He
live
the
action.
suit is like if he was like a family of the Fets. Like he has that type of trooper armor.
it's a standard bounty hunter outfit with the helmet. Those are what that's a tradition. That's what Mandalorians wear.
Ah, okay, Mandalorian. Sorry.
So
What time period does it take place in the canon?
it's like 5 years after the Return of the Jedi, and like
Oh, so this post stuff. Oh,
and
so
like
this would be
20
two-
years before the New Order is even a thing.
So so way before.
Hux and them.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Okan says it's good already. He says after the Empire. Cool.
yeah, it's amazing. I love it so far. Even though it's only been one episode, I love it. I love everything about it.
Did they?
How long's the episode?
Yeah. How long? Is it these hour
think
long
it's like-
episodes or like 30 half or 20 minutes or something?
It's a little longer than 30 minutes.
So it's like the 40-minute ones, like the
Yeah.
regular. Okay.
You what?
You think it's enjoyable if you barely remember any Star Wars lore, or is it just like you gotta be woke to enjoy it?
Yeah, like for people who just
Nah, you don't have to be woke.
okay. You don't have to. Brian just saying woke doesn't mean like woke. Like he means like
I know exactly what he
Okay.
means. You don't have to be woke.
so.
Like
said
you don't have to.
mansplaining?
You don't have to understand or remember Star Wars lore to enjoy this.
so
Like,
someone who hasn't watched.
you could have not watched a Star Wars movie, period, and I think that
can
you
still
may
find
not be as hyped because you don't. Obviously, if you know the lore about certain things, like you're like, oh, I know what this is, or I know the history behind this, blah blah blah. But if you don't know that stuff, it's just cool factors. Like this dude looks cool, his helmet is cool, the weapons he uses cool, the way he fight is cool, what he's fighting against is cool. He's just cool. Period. Like. So,
So
I
it
don't
should
think
just be
you
called
need
the
to-
cool guy, or
huh?
it should just be called the cool.
Who the
Everything's
man-
cool. Everything.
Yeah,
Instead of the
yeah.
Mandalorian, just called the Manda Cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot, man.
Okay.
And again, I don't know if it's because I'm like a huge Star Wars nerd, but
What the heck does this mean? Okan says he saved a baby Yoda.
It means Toyota.
why would he?
I don't know what that makes sense. It was actually Yoda. It takes place after.
Why would he say that?
I
Who
don't-
is this person?
I don't know, a viewer. I don't know. Is that a spoiler?
I mean, yeah, it could be for some people. It obviously is not Yoda because this is post.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how is that?
But
I don't
it's the fact. Wow, man, that's just horrible. That's horrible. I don't know who that is, but that's foul. You shouldn't do that.
Okay.
You know,
That was like a huge reveal at the end of the episode.
Oh,
Well, Okan, that's your warning, I guess.
Anyway, yeah, watch it.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'll definitely watch it. It's on the bucket list. Not bucket list, the watch log. I still got to get through No Game, No Life. Hear me, Kelsey? I'm going to get through it. It's only 12 episodes, 20 minutes apiece, right?
And then a 2-hour movie.
Wait, what? The movie's already out?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said it was coming out. I didn't know it was already.
No. The
no,
movie's out.
here's what you have to do, Anthony. You have to watch the show, then he has to watch Homecoming, and then you watch the movie to reward him for watching Homecoming.
Oh, okay.
Do it.
Okay.
Watch it.
Think. What are we talking? Mandalorian. What was I gonna ask? I was gonna ask you something. Dang it. Disney Plus. Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. I mean, you got to use it. Obviously, how is it so far? What did you use it on? Have any
Everything.
Issues? You used it on everything.
I used it on my desktop. I used it on my iPad. I used it on my iPhone.
Nice. That's everything.
I was just Disney Plusing it up all day today.
Did you run into any issues? Because there's been reports of issues. People
in the beginning, I had a hard time just trying to change the picture on my profile. Every time I tried to, it would say something about it being temporary down. But
because I'm sure there's a lot of people trying to sign in, probably do the same thing. And
man, I can imagine the onslaught that they got today.
A lot.
They mentioned it on their Twitter that the amount of people exceeded their expectations.
Yeah.
I guess their servers weren't swole enough.
And that happens a lot. That happens very often with hosting sites and stuff. So.
And I forget that, Disney gobbled up Fox. So there's stuff that Fox made that's on there too.
Yeah, because they bought their stuff.
Simpsons
So
are on there.
yeah.
Somebody was complaining today that Disney
messed up the ratio. Yeah.
And so it crops out a whole bunch of little things that you see in the originals.
Yeah.
The one that was posted was when they toured the Duff factory. They have Duff Light, and Duff. I don't remember the other one, but there's 3 different beers, but they only have one tube that runs to it and then goes into each one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okan's asking if do you think the library in Disney Plus is better than Netflix?
I think that's subjective. For me, yeah, because
you like all things Disney.
Like you mentioned earlier, a lot of the
good animated. That's a good theme song, to be honest. I didn't watch that show religiously, but every time that song came on, I'm lit. That's a good theme song.
Every day we lit.
I mean, well,
You didn't like it?
Who didn't like it?
I'm asking you because you have that.
Yeah, okay. I loved it.
Okay, because you just had that weird. I'm staring at you, and then you're like.
I thought about redoing the intro for it, but
with 3D,
modernizing it or whatever.
2D or 3D?
I don't know, either or, just making it more up to date. But still, I'm not gonna touch the song, obviously.
Yeah, you can just have that play over. I use the animation.
I used to get hyped when that intro played.
That's what I'm saying. That's a legit theme song, dude.
But yeah, the catalog is they got a lot of Marvel movies. What's so funny?
John said, "Give Cyclops Tim's."
Oh,
he liked that idea. That was his. I'm gonna do that. I kind of laughed.
What was I gonna say? Oh, the catalog is it's really good. A lot of Pixar movies, all the Star. Like I was telling you earlier, every Star Wars movie and TV show. Well, not TV show, but the series is on there except for the one that doesn't matter, which I'm okay with.
Last Jedi's not on there.
No, it's not.
Weird.
Every single Star Wars movie, cartoon, everything is on there.
Wait, so is it just the recent trilogy's not on there, or just Last Jedi?
No, the Force Awakens is on there.
Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be added soon. I'm not sure why it's not on there.
They're redoing the movie. They're redoing it
because it didn't happen. That's why.
Randall, it did happen.
Redo the movie, and I'm gonna be Ray. That's why.
It happened just like
nice. Here we go.
Witcher 1.
Oh no, I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what he said.
The first Witcher, Witcher 2. Know what it means?
Yeah.
Yo, fuck
Jeez.
GT Goku though.
Yo, they're not gonna. I don't think they're. When's the last time they patched that game, dude?
Dragon Ball? They said
Yeah.
they weren't patching it for the rest of the year.
About
Oh,
the
so-
time season 9 of Scrubs.
Hold on. So they said
F
that?
off, Kelsey. F off.
So they said that they weren't gonna patch the game the rest of the year before they released GT Goku. So they didn't know how to balance them. Like just here, you just here.
Deal with it. You guys deal with it. Zordan's asking,
Fucking
does Randall
shit.
think that Luke Skywalker should have been retconned as a black vampire, not a Blackula though? Zordan, you gotta come at us with some quality questions, because that one was a heap of trash. Like none of that made any sense.
I appreciate him trying to go outside the box with his questions. But
Yeah, but like well, we can't answer these. Like I don't know how to answer that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, like, Okan answered it correctly. He said what? Like,
Blade.
Yeah, like what? It's a reference to the
Venture
Venture Bros. Oh well, I'm sorry.
Everybody's free, but
I think that's the last season we saw, right? Where it
I
opens
think.
up with Aquagen when they're looking for the dock in the opening sequence. That song slaps. I gotta
Oh,
find it on
shit,
Spotify.
dude.
Yeah, I gotta
That's
put
when
it
he
on
lost his
Spotify.
kids, dude.
I thank you,
He's like,
Zordan. Look what
"Whoa."
you did.
when I first saw Brock Sampson, that's his name, right?
Yes, sir.
Man,
It made you laugh, or were you like?
I was dying, man. I was on the floor dying, especially that part when like they get off a plane and and the soldier's like telling him, you can't go inside with the weapon. And the music starts playing, his eyes twitching. He was like, "Yeah, take it from me, do it, take it from me." And then the guard starts looking. The guard starts looking at the other guard, and the guard that's looking at him's like, "Don't do it."
My favorite episode of Venture Bros is when he has to take his reinstatement test, and the guy is like, "This is the standard shooting range. This is the shooting range. Standard, pistol is whatever." And he's like, no pistols. I don't do guns." He's like, "But every operator has one. I don't do guns." And then it starts. He takes the gun from him and chucks it at one of the guys. Pulls out a knife and just charges. And then, like, after everything is said and done, the guy is like, "So you refuse to use a pistol at the pistol range. At the driving stuff, you destroyed everything but your vehicle. And on the test, you drew a guy with you drew the guy from the Led Zeppelin CD. You don't like the Zepp?" And then he's like, "My father was General so and so. You served him in whatever. The man spoke of you as a god. You did not disappoint." He's like, "Oh yeah, he babysits you."
Oh man, that's funny. I should watch that. We
missed
stopped
that
at that
show.
season, and I think they added more seasons afterwards. So
Venture Bros is amazing. Like it's based off of Johnny Quest.
yeah,
Isn't even what's his name? Shit, can't remember the guy, the bodyguard from Johnny Quest.
oh, I don't remember the names of Johnny Quest besides Johnny.
Balrog.
Race Bannon. Yeah, so Race Bannon actually trained Brock Sampson, and they talk about it a couple of times in the series. And then there's an episode where Race. There's a couple of episodes that Race shows up, and it's amazing.
Oh, so it's part of the same universe then. Completely, I didn't know that. That's dope.
It's years later, because when Race shows up, he looks like a goddamn skeleton.
Oh,
Just decrepit and everything.
oh man, like
Their
Grandpa
characters
Joestar
were,
was before they revived him. We're moving on.
Their characters were Helper, and then I don't remember his name, but it's the guy that's basically Doctor Strange.
Oh,
'Cause
the neighbor,
'cause
yeah.
I think it was Dean was dating his like goth daughter, and then
Yeah.
he was just like some sorcerer. It's those two, and then the episode where they make fun of the Fantastic Four, and when Johnny Storm comes out and he gets set on fire, he just starts yelling like 'cause he's in pain. He's like, they kept, and they made the thing like an idiot.
Jordan says
Oh
the
my
later
God.
Venture Bros seasons are amazing. All right, that settles it. I gotta add it to the backlog. I gotta rewatch that show.
I'm gonna show. I think it's the last thing we have for shows, but like 2 weeks ago I watched the first episode of season 3 for The Deuce.
Yeah.
The intro song changes again.
Oh,
It's still not season 1, but it's way better than season 2.
okay. As long as it's better. I don't want to keep going
Still
worse
skip
and
it
worse.
though,
Okay. So it's because the first one was not skippable for me.
and skip the first one.
You skipped the first one too?
I said I didn't.
Oh my gosh. I
I'll
was about
skip
to
the
say.
first. I skip almost every intro. I didn't skip the first one.
But
this one's skippable.
Oh
So
shoot!
the
That first
show-
season.
I only saw the first episode, and it's so far they seem like the theme is, even though like times are changing, there's certain key things about the Deuce that don't change, and that seems to be what they're trying to portray, at least with this first episode. That's probably the theme of this season. Nothing else really to mention. All plot based. You have to watch it, but first episode, it's a darker season already, but I enjoy it so far.
Okay. More mob stuff.
Because
Because season 2 slowly got its hands in it, but it didn't go as far as I wanted it to go in terms of mob stuff. I mean, the guy shot a dude in the middle of the street, which I was so happy for. But
it's mob stuff, but it's also like the city's becoming more of like crime is rampant. That's what
got
I'll
it.
say.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. But it's already a darker season.
Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it since it's the final one anyway. Speaking of final seasons, if you guys are not watching Mr. Robot or have never watched Mr. Robot, catch up and effing watch it. It is
What's
a
Breaking
gift.
Bad?
I'm sorry?
What's Breaking Bad?
What the heck is wrong with my assistant? I didn't ask for you. What did you ask me? No, we're not talking about Breaking Bad. My mind just
I could
like
just see-
stopped. Like,
I could just see the full stop. Like his brain just came to a crashing halt as he's like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
yeah, I don't even know.
I saw the most recent episode yesterday, and it's a good episode, but I just do not like Elliot's half of the episode. I was just not a fan of that.
What
Not
was-
that it was poorly done. Elliot's part, where it starts with the coffee.
Oh yeah.
Is it because of what he did?
It's just that's a very heavy thing, and I was like, no, this isn't for this.
Do you think he did it though?
I mean, it'd be really fucked up if after everything's done, he said, "Nah, I was kidding."
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm like, they never showed it on screen on camera if he did it or not.
I thought he told her that he didn't.
No,
'cause
he
it was-
didn't. Randall. You're self conscious. Like there's no way.
So
he
when
could've done it.
when she said I don't believe you, what did he say?
that he was sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right.
The part what upsets me, I saw this coming. What ends up happening because of the way that they explain her character. That's my favorite episode of the season so far. Is Olivia's episode, like
Uh-huh.
when he meets her.
Yeah.
They foreshadowed it, and to me it was very obvious. So
That's
right
what I told
after they
Randall.
showed that coffee shot, and when they're doing the sniffling, I was like, she stood up. I'm like, oh no.
That's what I told Ram. As
Like,
soon as
I
he
think-
got up, I'm like, she's gonna go do what I know she's gonna go do.
Once it got to that, I was like, I don't like this. That one bit.
I mean, that's the arc that is going on. Like even the small details of like he's not speaking to us anymore. It's the other person now, and even that small slight change, you can see it's watch Mr. Robot for the life. That's what I'm being next year again, dude. So I need one of you guys to dress up as Mr. Robot. Thanks.
What?
Don't worry about it. Anyway,
You want me to be his dad?
yeah. Okan says, do you think HBO will also launch a streaming service with Disney or Netflix? They have one. It's called HBO Now. And it's not really a streaming service like Disney or Netflix. It's just their version, like their shows and some movies and stuff. That's like limited time on their stuff, but they do have one. HBO Now, I think it was called. So yeah, Mr. Robot, Kelsey. You gonna watch that anytime soon, or should we just like lob that over with Dragoon? What are we doing here?
Ooh.
What about Game of Thrones?
Oh my god. Can technology just advance so I can just sumo kick him from my seat?
Sumo kick
should
him.
watch The Wire. The Wire is the greatest TV show ever.
Here we go with
Doesn't
The
sound like
Wire.
Breaking
The
Bad. That's
Wire.
weird.
Yeah, that didn't sound like Breaking Bad at all.
Pronouncing Breaking Bad incorrectly. I don't
The
know what's
Wire
wrong.
might have been the greatest show before Breaking Bad. I'm kidding. Or I mean before Mr. Robot. Anyway.
No, I still say Breaking Bad.
But yeah, watch Mr. Robot do
Well
yourself a
made,
favor.
It's just that ad that was not
And
my
apparently there's 13 episodes this season, so we're only
Oh.
halfway through it.
favorite. I thought
And
there
my
were 10.
gosh, so much has happened in the past 6 episodes. Like Dom is going through quite the arc. Like
He's doing acting wise. Everybody's fucking amazing right now.
yeah, man. Everyone's on point.
Blonde guy, his like little monologue. I was like, they did a really good job of him sounding calm, but did you call me a little bitch?
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, it sounded like she called me a little. That's the story. That was a great opening to the episode. The story. Oh my gosh,
Yep.
Kelsey, why aren't you on season 4 yet? I just told you to watch it. Speed
Why
run
haven't
it.
you watched No Game No Life yet?
I'm going to already.
Hasn't seen Homecoming.
Oh, you're right. He's like 2 years
What
behind.
but he watched Shazam instead. That's what hurts my heart.
I mean, I enjoyed Shazam too, but he should have seen Homecoming before Shazam. Like priorities. Ocon says The Sopranos. That was also really good. There's some really good TV shows out there, man, and most of them are dramas because they're fantastic. Oh snap! Nella Trey says "what" in all caps. I'm not even going by the doc anymore. We're just booling here at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much left. I think.
Oh, Modern
minus-
Warfare single player. Let me go that real quick because most of the time people just skip Modern Warfare single player and not care. Guys,
That's
there's a
fine.
good one now. This is a really good campaign. Memorable
Oh,
characters.
They fixed the videos, the pre-rendered videos.
They fixed it?
Yeah, apparently it was playing like you would get to a scene where it would like either do a pre-rendered video or do a like use your character to do something, and it was literally playing like a flip book or a slideshow.
Oh, that's going to happen depending on your hard drive. Mine was skipping too because it's loading something in the background, but it doesn't have it in a separate thread or something, so it'll skip because it's trying to play it real time instead of buffering it, I guess. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, mine was doing that still. Like videos will still buffer and stuff because it's loading assets in the background. Because if I go to the cinematics in the menu and go watch the cinematic, it plays fine. So it has to do with the way they're using their probably threading or something, but yeah, Modern Warfare single player, they actually had not develop characters, but they have characters like they have their own like view on certain situations in terms of war, in terms of how things are handled in the military, and there's a chick on there called Farah that she's from the Middle East, and
Fly.
she kicks ass. All right,
Oh.
not ass, like she's like badass character. Price is in there doing a lot of facial movements and make you laugh because he has a huge mustache. So every time he goes or something, it's like this huge mustache moving. It's hilarious. The dialogue delivery, like the acting is fantastic in those cutscenes. Even like the missions, the best missions are the ones when you're nighttime and you have the night vision goggles and you're storming buildings like floor by floor with like a small squad. Tense. Granted, all of it mostly scripted. Again, I know I'm not stupid. I played Uncharted, but even though when you're playing it for the first time, it's very intense. It's very immersive. I highly recommend the story mode.
Can you? Do you have the ability to turn that off?
Turn what off?
Because I noticed that a lot of times, like when people watch movies or they play games, they have a tendency to look for the loopholes, or maybe they can predict what's going to happen next or whatever. Do you think that you have I'm talking about you, Anthony.
Personally.
Yeah, personally, have the ability to just turn that off and allow yourself to be like really immersed in whatever it is.
Like the great man Thanos once said, "I'm burdened by knowledge." All right.
Ooh.
So I know what's going on in the back end, so I cannot unsee it. So
To me, that is immersion. Like being so into whatever you're doing that you're so invested that you're trying to predict what happens. Like, oh, is he gonna like it? That's how I see it.
Well, he
Like,
means
it's in just another form.
He means technically.
Oh, so
not
let's
like that
say,
story beats, like seeing, oh, look, that animation, the clipping, the like. He means like, oh, you see that scripted because he's just standing there like this, waiting for you to get closer. Like, sorry, that's what I'm assuming you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's some aspects of what I'm talking about, but yeah.
But if you mean technically, no, I can't take that out because I know I was taught how to build that. So,
see, when I first went to school down here, that was one of the first things that they said in lecture. It was like, when you start doing modeling 3D things and texturing and lighting and all that stuff like that, you are essentially,
you're desensitizing yourself from the awe.
Yeah, you're ruining the theatrics.
Yeah,
that's what the instructor said, and I didn't believe it until like afterwards. I noticed I started to do stuff like that.
I just imagine when you said that. I just imagine you in the back going, "Whatever, man."
This is bogus.
Yeah, like, whatever. I can hear you smacking your lips and just like, whatever.
But now, over the years, I've like forced myself and trained myself to not be that way.
To just turn that off?
Yeah, so now I have the ability to turn it off. So whenever I go into a movie, I'm not looking at how they composited it or how they did the film effects or anything like that. I just like, going for what it is. And then maybe afterwards, I may analyze it.
And do the breakdown.
Yeah.
After the first watch.
Yeah.
Now, for me, it just happens. Sometimes I just sit there, and if like something's lasting too, like if a shot's lasting too long, in my opinion, I'm already breaking it down. Like, why is that doesn't look right? This doesn't look right. I don't know.
Just because we're more critical of people.
And maybe just me as a person, yeah, I might be more critical of things and people. So I don't know.
I'm doing the same thing when I'm watching or I'm playing something or anything I'm doing. I'm typically just trying to logically break down what I'm experiencing in my head. So like when I see GT Goku take all my health, I'm like, that's stupid. You know what I mean?
I know where they effed up there. They let this happen. That's how they effed up.
But yeah, like for an example, Quiet Place, since a lot of that movie is auditory based or like for the ears, I can't help but notice like things they do in that.
And like what sounds they choose to actually let us hear, etc. And is it pertinent to the story and all, or are they just doing it for a jump scare or like, Because when it comes to movies specifically, I criticize it because I believe every frame needs to mean something. Otherwise, why are you showing me it? I'm here for 2 hours, maybe less. Like, you don't have TV time where you can just spend an entire episode on a stand that doesn't effing matter and then come back the next episode and give me more. Like, you have 2 hours, fam. You got every single frame counts, every sound beat, everything you choose. That's why I kind of put film above TVs, because they have a limited time. And Marvel's kind of been playing like loose with that, because they're like, hey, we'll continue this story in the next movie, and they like, cool. But that's why I like certain movies more than others. Like Logan's a great single movie. Like, you can watch, you don't have to know anything about X-Men. You can just watch that, and it's a story about this dude and this kid. Here's the objective: get her. That's the objective, is get her there. With some lore being sprinkled in. I think Guardians did the same thing. I think Guardians can stand on its own as well. The first Guardians, because it's like, oh, look at these kids that get together and they form the Guardians of the Galaxy. There was not much references tied to that movie. I think if they just came out with the Guardians of the Galaxy, that movie still works. Like, they could have been like, oh, this isn't tied to the MCU because it doesn't really matter. And not really matter, but it doesn't heavily reference backwards. Like, you can't have, what is it? I think it's Doctor Strange, or like there's one of the movies where like without the previous movie you'd be like, what the heck's going on?
Speaking of Marvel, I did not know that the What Ifs is a cartoon series. I'm sorry, animated series.
I thought it was going to be anything, depending on who's making it. I thought it was going to be some episodes or whatever was going to be animated. Some of them going to be.
I thought it was I thought it was a mix of two, kind of like the Animatrix, but supposedly
all of it's going to be animated.
Yeah, well, at least the way he announced it on stage, he was like, "And I'm introducing our new animated series, What If." And then they showed footage of all the different episodes, and all of them were animated.
My guess is that they're doing with Love, Death, and Love, Sex, and Robots, or Love, Death, and
Love,
Robots?
Death, and
Love,
Robots.
Death, and Robots.
Or like each one, I guess if it's some artist doing it, it's just a different style of art.
That's what I thought what they were doing.
Love, Death, and Robots had live action for some of it, but I thought from the beginning that it was just animated, and apparently yeah, it is. I didn't know that they didn't already say that prior.
Okay. Hey, we're jumping around today. What were we talking about?
Talking about
Modern
Sonic.
Warfare. We're talking about Modern. Well, we can jump on that real quick. I'm just gonna end it for Modern Warfare. If you already own Modern Warfare, you just got it for multiplayer. It doesn't hurt. It's a really short single player. It has excellent sequences, memorable characters in my opinion, with some pretty decent backstory that's relevant to like having like things that are happening overseas.
How do you feel about that, man? Like, I know we was getting ready to talk about Sonic, but that's just one. I mean, it's pertinent to what you're talking about right now. How do you feel about campaigns?
Try not doing this, friend.
Stories.
They're hearing you knock on the table.
Campaign stories. Maybe the audio listeners need to hear that so they know that I'm serious about what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think you just talking shows.
Yeah, I think so. Because they're like, whoa, that man barely
Anyway,
speaks.
moving along to my important question. How do you feel about campaign stories being short? And what in your opinion do you think is short, and what do you think is too long? Because I personally, if the story is really good, I am in no hurry for it to end.
That's like, well, you just answered your question there. It's subjective because.
Well, I know.
Good.
I'm asking you, Anthony.
Well, that all depends on. It's a case by case basis because you got to keep in mind when I'm playing a game, the game needs to be good too. Because if it could have a fantastic story, but if I'm wasting my time moment to moment doing things I don't care about, then it's gonna reflect badly on the story, quote unquote. That's why games like Uncharted and Last of Us kind of work because they're linear. They're like, hey, this is the story. What kind of gameplay can we get them in between the cutscenes? What are we gonna make them do in between the cutscenes? Now, I didn't want to talk about this, but here we are. Death Stranding does the complete opposite. I'm sure it has a good story. What I'm doing in between those cutscenes looks super boring. So I'm not going to touch that game at all. Where Last of Us, it's just a couple, maybe a stealth sequence with, fighting humans, shoot them a bit, next cutscene. And so those have a good story because they're focused on the story. And they're like, we'll add some mechanics, hopefully that's fun moment to moment, you know?
Do you think that over time the campaigns are getting shorter?
I don't know. They've been ranging. Like some of them take long. Look at The Witcher 3. Like that's not, they didn't come out this year or last year, but like Cyberpunk is gonna be the same way. Same developers. That story's gonna last who knows how long, depending on how you play it.
God of War story, that game's relatively new and it's not short.
Which one? God of War, yeah. God of War came out last year? And that wasn't a short story.
Garbage.
Destiny 2 was a really short one, but I don't think that game is built for lore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's built for like a grind.
It wasn't. It was never built for lore, but they tried to
advertise it as such. They did try to market it that way.
They have lore, but it's not in the game. They have it in like other mediums, which is to me, it's like meh.
So, if you guys had to choose, would you say that you prefer to have a game with or without lore, or does it not matter?
Well, it depends. If it's an open world like Cyberpunk or Witcher, I want as much lore as possible. I want to walk around and be like, I know what that means. I know why these people are acting a certain way. Like, it depends. But if it's a game like Uncharted where it's all linear, then maybe, depending where it matters. Because at that point, like Uncharted and The Last of Us, or even like the Telltale games, where it's super linear, like every frame matters. Like, you're going to waste... I mean, it's built like the story, like a film. Hey, these are the story beats. What gets them there? Like, the Telltale moment to moment isn't that exciting because it's, walk around for pick up whatever to get, like an adventure game. Hey, how do we get out of the situation real quick? Go pick up something, mix two things together or something, and then put a key somewhere to get out and keep running and Walking Dead. And then in like Wolf Among Us, as you try to find evidence for what happened or whatever the case is. Batman was whatever the heck Batman was trying to do. And then...
like Witcher stuff. knowing why X characters like this, or knowing like historical moments within their
within the game
universe
world.
makes it so that when you get to like you stumble upon something that was within that field, it's just more like fulfilling. So
Like
like
if you
okay,
know.
so my best example
Go ahead.
is God of War. Mimir telling you all these stories, and he's basically telling you, "Yo, Thor is this kind of person. Thor is this kind of person." And in that ending part where he flat like the little dream thing, you already have an idea of what kind of person he is, so you feel a certain way when you see him in front of you. Like, you're like, "Oh shit, shit's about to go down." Whereas
And you know how
if they never
if
mentioned
they had a
Thor,
conversation, you know how that's gonna go.
whereas
especially
if Mimir never
since-
told you all this stuff, you'd be like, "Oh, Thor, why is he here?" You know what I mean?
You probably have more of a positive view on him too.
But from the things you heard from him, his kids, was it his kids or his brothers that
His
you fought?
kids.
No, his
It was his
kids.
kids. Like, and then what you did to those kids, like that builds up.
He
You know?
ain't there to be friends.
Yeah, he's not there to say. What is it? The Gears line, Brian?
We're not here selling cookies.
Yeah, we're not here to sell Girl Scout cookies. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Ocon says it in the chat. Some games need the lore. Like, it depends. It's a case by case.
See, me personally, that's the driving force for me for games is that there has to be lore. There has to be great story.
I got something to talk about for this. Go ahead. That regards to this. Go ahead.
That's pretty much it.
Well, I'm going to say now the lore can work in the opposite. This week, Star Wars game comes out. The Jedi one. Now we know lore of Star Wars. So now that can work to his detriment. Because if they mess up something in that game that's like not canon, they're like, wait, how is that possible? That makes the story worse. So now they have to tell the story within the lore that's pre-existing before the game. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's kind of how I felt when I watched that trash movie.
That's kinda how I
Last
felt
Jedi.
when I played that game that's supposed to be a Mass Effect game, but it was just garbage.
Oh.
What about Andromeda?
Kings, how you gonna have a beautiful? Just move on. So
Preach
what
it,
else do we do?
Preach it, Brian. Hallelujah.
How you gonna have a fucking beautifully made trilogy with a questionable ending that got fixed, and then just shit it out again and make some bogus ass like lifeless sequel when all it was is just, we want to have a beta for Anthem. How do we make people play this? We add Mass Effect in front of it and make it, and let's try to copy the same like fucking story points as the first one, but make it so you don't give a shit about it. And the squad mates, one of the biggest parts that makes this game good. Let's have like a shadow of each one, where it's just a minuscule, irrelevant fucking version of all of them. That'd be good. That way we can have enough experience to make Anthem sell. Wait, we don't want to play that? Why don't you want to play that game?
Talk about
was
Anthem.
garbage too.
Yeah, dude. Javi in the chat saying the same thing. Anthem didn't have a beta. That was trash too. Yeah, they didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I personally like the trailer for the new Star Wars game, and it looks like it's an approachable version of Dark Souls because the combat's like Dark Souls. So I'm like, maybe I can get into this because it's an easier version. Because Dark Souls is just, the combat for me is too difficult. I'm just stupid. I don't know what it. Or maybe both.
Yeah, play Sekiro.
Yeah, I heard Sekiro is more approachable and accessible for that too, but I just haven't gotten around to play that. But Star Wars, I can do it with Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know stuff that's happening in this world. So I mean, I'm looking forward to it. But that's all I wanted to say about the lore stuff. That answer your question?
Yeah.
I like games with lore.
Yeah.
If it's like built into playing the game.
And that
like,
too. Yeah.
If it's like, oh, you're learning stuff as you're going, that's great. I don't want to have to spend, 496 hours in the game checking every single piece of paper to put together this big metric of, fuck ton of string with lines, connecting everything, going, oh, now I understand what's going on in the universe. Like, some people like to do that, and don't get me wrong, it's cool to hide some things in stuff like that, where you like do a side quest and then you happen across something and it leads you somewhere else. That's awesome. But if you want like the main lore to be part of it, don't make it like that.
I agree.
If you're building it off of something that already exists, the more content that there is prior to it being out, the more weight on your shoulders. So just know when to stop. It's basically my
Yeah, if you're
is
gonna do
basically
something
my
new,
advice.
just don't disrespect what's already there. That's all.
Just leave the trilogy by itself. You don't have to make another Mass Effect.
Just name it something else. Like just make another space lane, but just call it something else. Make it another universe. That's all.
Call it Bass Effect or something.
No, Brian, that would be Bass Buffect.
Yeah.
That sounds like a space caviar, dude.
There you go. That's what the game
Caviar?
would be in space.
I think that's the correct term.
Speaking of not knowing things, I watched the Dragon Ball FighterZ Broly trailer.
We cut Kelsey off. He was going to talk about something. Sonic, go for it. It's going to be quick. Get it?
Yeah, so I saw the Sonic trailer. Speaking of not knowing things.
So the new Sonic looks absolutely outstanding. I think they did a great job overhauling it from whatever that
Thing
other
was.
thing was.
Yeah, that was like a human hedgehog before, and I just didn't like that.
Yeah, like it just, I don't know. They were going for like, in the original, they were still going for cartoony, but they didn't make the main character cartoony. He was literally like a weird looking midget child thing.
Yeah.
That
like they
you
made
know,
him like he made his face humanoid. Like it was like, hey, there's like a nice gap between his eyes. Like the cartoon one, his eyes go all the way down to like a point in front on top of his like
Goggles
yeah.
on.
Yeah, like I'm like, why does he look human here? Like his face was human, but his body was sort of hedgehog human. I'm like,
He looked like
that doesn't
Zach
look
Braff.
good.
There aren't many things in this world that really gets under my skin to the point where I want to like
Punch a wall.
murder someone.
Okay,
in
Randall,
cold
you're on
blood.
stream. You're on stream. He's not advocating murder,
No, I'm not I mean, if anybody that knows me, I'm not a violent
but not
person.
people who are listening. Randall, they don't. People don't
Well,
know you.
I'm just making a point to say that I'm not a violent person and I don't ever think about murdering people. But my point that I'm trying to convey is that
A gun on him?
the most angriest that I've ever been is few and far in between. But one of those times is like
The first time you saw
it's
Sonic.
is what I like to call suits, and suits
what?
are suits.
Like,
Yeah.
Man.
okay. Oh, okay.
And what I like, I call them suits because they are the people who, unfortunately, sit at the top of the chain in the offices who make these dumb decisions, like the one that Kelsey's talking about. Like, who in their right mind thought it was okay to make Sonic look like the way he looked initially? It was like, you know what? This is good. We're going in the right direction. You know what? Let's do a trailer now, and we're going to release it to the public. Like, are you serious?
Nobody there has ever seen Sonic. That's the only thing I can think
Yeah,
of.
you mean of all the years of all the Sonic games
TV
and
shows,
comics, TV shows,
yeah.
cartoons, there's not enough reference. You have no idea what this guy looks like. I mean, he's an
This
iconic
Smash
character
Bros.
like Mario.
He was the face of.
He's the face of Sega.
I mean, like, look at what happened to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's
You
also
literally
very
have-
valid.
You
That
literally
is
have
Seasons of.
with people that have already like verbally spoken the names of the characters that have been known for years. Okay, but you still end up with Ong and General Hyro. Like, why?
What happened?
One word. Suits.
Yeah,
I guess.
Man.
I mean, I have that shit happen at work. You know, where people way above my pay grade make dumbass decisions that like just gotta go. Okay, whatever you say, man. This is stupid, but if you're not gonna listen to me, sure, whatever. It's your funeral.
And boy, was it.
Why is there like 6 fucking Gokus in one game?
Well, from the get go, I didn't really agree with the way they had characters. I don't like that. Hey, go like if it's a character, find a way to power them up. Make a mechanic that way that they power up. That's the
mean-
point of the show.
I mean, the way that they did Adult Gohan?
Yeah, like that would have been good just to have people level up like
Crazy.
that. But
There's just one Goku.
that's what I'm saying. Like I agree with you. That the 7.5 Gokus are in it is absurd.
What is his
What's-
name?
Who?
Make them all good.
If I was on that project when it first started,
which one?
The Dragon Ball.
Okay, I don't know if you were talking about Sonic or okay.
The first thing I would have said, and the only reason I know this is because Brian used to play with him a lot. As soon as they said we're going to make a Dragon Ball game, a fighting game, I mean,
yeah,
I'd have said Frank West. Here's your blueprint, Frank West. Because am I not right, Brian? Frank West can power up or level up based on his combos and whatever it is, you know, that he does. That's the way they should have done Goku, Vegeta, you know, all those guys.
The
like
people
that.
who have different forms.
Yeah.
Like any of them that have different forms. I don't know.
That should have been the full plan, but anyway, I'm sorry. Kelsey, so what were you saying about Sonic?
The new trailer actually looks pretty amazing. They added some stuff that I don't, you know, like, or maybe they revealed some stuff. I don't remember being in the first one because I refused to go back and watch that abomination.
Facts.
Facts. Pretty good.
Like, okay, don't get me wrong. If they had released it with the original Sonic, at some point I probably still would have watched it just to see what the movie was like, how the movie went. Jim Carrey's back. He probably didn't need surgery afterwards.
Like I only want to watch this movie now because even from the first trailer, I'm like, oh, Jim Carrey's in it. I'll watch it someday.
Yeah, and that was the whole reason I was gonna watch it the first time.
I agree.
But now, like, I'm more excited about it because of the changes that they made.
Yeah, because he looks like him now.
Yeah, they revealed some stuff in the trailer that I don't remember if they had it in the first one. But I'm excited to see what they really do with it. And it sort of, you know, goes back to like playing the original game. You know, like some of the stuff that happens in there you don't really pay attention to because it's part of the game. But I'm excited to see what's going on with it.
One of the things that I was to piggyback off of what Kelsey said in the trailer, they the rings. So did you play Sonic?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you know how like sometimes at the end of a level you get like the huge ring that you jump through and it's a portal to a bonus level?
Oh, it's not at the end of the level, it's in the middle of the level.
Well, yeah, like, but you know what I'm talking about, the huge ring that you
and then you go to that warped world.
Well, he does that in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
They don't actually show where he goes, but he's like in the middle of a run, and he's being chased, and he like throws a ring in front of him, and he like jumps through this portal, which I thought was really cool, and homage to the.
That's the thing that's what I was talking about. Like I'm interested to see what they do because they talk about it being his world and then our world. And so I really want to see like what exactly they mean and how they work.
Yeah, what the heck does that? Because maybe in a different Sonic. The first Sonic that got on Sega, he didn't create those rings. It's just in the level, and it's like the floor is checkerboarded, and then he would try to get through to get all the coins.
He didn't create the ring. He had a ring.
That's what I'm saying. He wouldn't initiate it. Like it would be there already. I know. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think that's okay. It's not going too far away from the lore.
At that point, even in the game, you're like, "What the heck? What the heck is this world?" So I guess they have a chance here.
And the way Green Hill Zone looks in the trailer, it looks really, really cool, man. In my opinion, it looks really cool.
Okay. I didn't see the trailer. All I saw was the thumbnail to make sure that the Twitter wasn't lying to me. So I'm like, okay, is this legit? Is this it? Okay, it is it. Cool, it looks good. And I don't want to see anymore. I just wait until I see the movie. Oh man! All right, people.
I'm excited. I really can't wait to see this one. It actually looks really good.
So Kelsey, are you going to go see it when it comes out, or are you going to go see it when it comes? I don't know.
To digital storefronts,
digital streams and stuff.
Hear this lie he tells us.
This one I'll probably try and go and see in theaters.
So you cannot confirm that you're going to actually go see it in theaters. You're going to try to go see it in theaters.
I mean, there's lots of movies that I wanted to go see in theaters and didn't get a chance to because I'm busy as fuck.
Was it Homecoming?
Shazam, huh?
Homecoming?
Wait, you saw Shazam in theaters?
No.
He just saw it after. Yeah, like it went. Yeah. Okay.
Saw it like a year after it came out.
Speaking about coming out, Terry Bogard is Bogard?
What is his name? So
Terry Bogard, dude. Jesus, what's wrong with my
It's a
speech?
pork-
It sounded like an alien name. The heck
What
was
the
that?
hell?
Mr. Beauregard.
He's in Smash.
Yeah, he came out last Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
Do you get your hands on?
Yeah, I played him a few hours. It's fun. I think so far out of the DLC characters, he's the most fun to play as, at least for me. He's quick, but he has some weight on him, so he doesn't feel like a little bitch.
Yo, he
Is he
just
heavier
called me a
than
little
Ridley?
bit.
Everybody's heard of fucking Ridley. How you gonna be a big ass body? How you be a big boy but weigh like a little boy? Stupid. But anyway, they did some things they did with Ryu and Ken for Terry, so he has his normal inputs like quarter circle forward, things like that, DP motion. Is a charge move motion.
How do you do
These are-
charge moves in Smash?
Crouch and then up.
Mm-hmm.
I have a back to forward. They just have a down to up one.
Oh,
Excuse me, back to 4 wouldn't work because the game is
yeah, that's why I was asking. Like, how is that possible?
down. The
But
down
with
one works.
Terry, what they did is, you know how every other character has just for like side attacks, it's just the same thing but mirrored. So
Mhm.
your forward smash is the same as you're always doing a forward smash. He has a back soup special move. If you do back and B, you do like it looks like his bison scissor kick, but he has a special input. The issue I have with that is if you're trying to recover, to hold the direction you want to specifically so you can do one of the moves. Get the hold back. It's hard to explain, but it's just really uncomfortable.
Does he
I like
have
that they
all
gave-
his? Does he have all his signature moves?
He has the fireball thing. He has his bionic arm. He has his twirly DP kick, whatever the fuck that is. He has his where he goes up with a knee and comes down, burning smash, I think it's called. And then his kick, I don't remember what that's called.
I was like, Randall found his main, dude.
Who?
I think.
You found your main.
No. I mean,
Yeah,
I
he-
used to play with Terry in SNK,
SNK?
but I like
SNK is the company. You mean KOF?
Yeah, wait, wasn't there like a
He's from
Capcom
KOF.
versus SNK?
Yes.
CVS, yeah.
Yeah, I played him in that, and I think that might have been the only one. Yeah, because I remember I used to like his combos. They were pretty cool.
Ryu I always thought was cool. I never like tried to play him. Like if I random and got him, I wasn't upset. Like, oh, I got Terry. But in here, he's really fun. You cancel normals into special moves, so it's like you're playing
Like
his
Ryu?
game.
Oh.
Yeah, like Ryu. That's another similarity. But the thing he doesn't have, that Ryu can have, is that you know how if you, the strength of how you press the button, you get a different normal. So if you tap jab, you get this like little jab combo with Ryu. But if you hold it, you get roundhouse.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have that, which I'm happy about because I don't need all that bullshit.
Gotcha.
But when press strength affects your special moves. So if you do the buster, the projectile, if you tap it, it's the slow one. If you hold it, it's the fast one. And they still have it like Ryu. If you do the actual input, it's a more buffed version of each move.
Oh, okay.
When you take a certain amount of damage above your character portrait, it'll say go, and you can do his actual supers from the games. So you can do power geezer. with the three
Geyser.
Yeah, geyser with the bursts come out.
Yeah,
And then his other super, I don't remember which one it is.
Oh, that's
you
a
have to
new
do the
one.
motions. So you do quarter circle back to forward for one of them, or you do double.
wait, they
quarter
still
circle
had those
forward.
crazy SNK movements.
Yeah, and they put those in Smash now.
Oh my
That's
God,
interesting.
man. That's the one
Nice.
thing about SNK stuff. Like, I don't know what they were trying to do when they was making the controls for those moves, man. Like, they had you like do a quarter circle forward and then you got to hit down back and then hit the button. Like, why am I doing all of this just to throw a fireball?
Because they probably don't
Don't
want
forget to, stand on your head and sacrifice a child while throwing a party with a red tutu on.
That's what it
Same
felt
thing
like.
it's the same thing with like the Guilty Gear creators. We did like for command games to do half circle back into forward, and then that's yuck. Just give me SPD motion. That's it. hell's
Well,
all
that
this
might have been
bogus
why they don't want to be. They didn't want to get claimed that hey, you're just making the same thing that Street Fighter is, so they wanted to make their own thing.
quarter circle forwards and stuff?
I don't know. I mean, they had to have a reason. Like it's weird. They might make them unique. I don't know.
But yeah, Terry's really fun. My favorite out of the DLC characters. I guess he's simple in the fact that he's kind of like a Shoto, but learning how to play him requires learning the motions and doing everything optimally, basically. So it's simple to get into, but then you have to learn him the same way you would learn like a KOF character or something like that. You learn your bread and butter, canceling certain moves the correct way and things like that. But he's fun. I like them.
Okay.
You know what I liked when they showed gameplay on them? They gave me a release date. Now you know what I still haven't gotten a release date for, even though they released a fucking trailer. And at the tournament they showed the trailer. They showed it twice. So the first time I'm like, oh, this is really good looking. I'm talking about DB. I'm talking about Broly from Dragon Ball Super. And Dragon
Okay,
Ball
I'm
Fighters.
looking at your thing. I'm like, is he talking about Broly or Guilty Gear again?
So last weekend was the Red Bull tournament, the Madrid Saga for the Dragon Ball World Tour.
Yeah,
Pretty early tournament, you know, to watch grand finals.
go see a bunch of
started at,
GT Gokus fight each other.
I think almost more than half of the people in the tournament use GT Goku. They did a statistic.
It's turning to Marvel.
But Abe had some people that didn't use them. So there's Sunday was top 8. There's people who didn't use them at all. There's French players that made it to top 8. The weird teams.
Okay.
So the standout teams there's a Spanish player named Shanks who uses Android 18, and Dogohan and SSJ Goku. There's a French player who uses Cooler Android 18, but then I think it was GT Goku. There's another weird team I don't remember. Bye. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, there was definitely pretty hype. You can guess how the finals were. It was Goichi, Sonic Fox. Goichi's first tournament he lost this entire year. So 2019 he had not lost a tournament. Lost to Sonic Fox.
Ooh.
Before grand finals, lady who makes Dragon Ball comes out, oh hey, we have a trailer. They start with some lore. Oh, the three fucking people that grew up together. The Saiyan Prince Vegeta. Whatever the fuck they called Goku, no one cares. And
Kakarot.
the Exiled Warrior. No. And then they show gameplay on him. It seems like he has command grabs. He has the grab that he does in the movie on Goku where he does the Hulk one.
Of
And how you
course.
do it.
Gotcha.
A lot of his moves are up close for the most part. He has like a spear bomb.
What?
It was in the movie where he just has a big green. Let me put my hand out of my jacket. He puts his hands up like a spear bomb. It's a green orb.
Oh.
He throws.
Doesn't he use that in the other form? He like just has one hand and he has the big green thing and shoves it
No.
into their face.
No, he has the one where he puts it in like a Rasengan into your stomach, but he doesn't.
Oh,
And spear
that's
bomb.
you know,
The trailers last like at most 3 seconds, so there's not much to go off of. It's just he looks well animated. It's another Broly. They show everybody that's been in the season pass. Oh, out now, and like, oh boy.
Here we
When's the
go.
release date?
I got a question
Coming
for you though. Before you say that, do you think 'cause in the trailer, because you notice how like he was normal, but then like somewhere in the combo he changed to Super Saiyan when the vest came off? Do you
It's
think?
level 3?
Oh, so you think it was only for the Super?
I've already said that he changes form and he gets a little buff after, so I don't know if it's permanent or not. Or it's like freezes where it's timed.
So it
We
might.
don't know yet.
I think it might be permanent because like, why would he? I thought his loyalty's gonna keep getting angry, so I don't see why it would not. Especially if
Made
you're in
a
the middle of a
point.
fight.
They made a point. It's already been in like the shonen like magazines that come out monthly. They made a point to say that if you whiff, you don't go Super Saiyan. Like if they block that soup level 3, or it just whiffs completely, he has no armor on, but he has black hair. And they made a point to say that. So I'm thinking that if you land it, green hair.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if that connects and he goes Super Saiyan and the vest comes off, after it's over, the vest is just gonna magically reappear on his body.
Well, he could probably just still go regular Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
I mean, he could just lose the Super Saiyan. Hopefully he doesn't. But
the armor doesn't come back. But I don't know if he's because all his other supers, they also made it a point to show he can't control it. He does it. Hair's back to normal. So I don't know if it's gonna be permanent. I know they said you get a buff if it lands. We'll find out whenever they release him. He's coming out soon. That's what they told me. Not a release date. Coming out soon. So they show the trailer. I'm tilted because they didn't give me the one thing I fucking wanted. I watched the grand finals. They played again. And like, this is when they're gonna show us the release date. It's gonna be something crazy like out now. It's just the same trailer again. It says coming soon at the end. I don't know when he's coming out.
He was pretty salty. He and I watched it together. We were talking about it afterwards. It was pretty funny. I do like the fact that he like starts off in his, semi-normal form, where he's like, but he's huge. Like he's just like, buffed up.
yeah,
And then like the different moves turn him into the Superman.
into the raging Saiyan that he was.
Seemed a lot, at least what they showed for the half a frame where they showed gameplay. It seems like he's gonna be everything he does takes you to the sky. I don't know if that means that's where he's best off. If all his combos just end up in the sky, if his like ground options are gonna be shit or not. But a lot of it ends up you're in the air. It seemed like maybe 2 air supers. One of them looks like coolers with the downward hit down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. There's one super that doesn't connect completely, and maybe it's gonna be for like a setup or something where he does like the cell orb, and then he makes it rain. You know how like Kid Boo's it's like a fountain, but it like covers the screen, and you see Gogeta recover before those things hit him. So I don't know if it's gonna be like, oh, you use him on point, switch to a shorter character, a super that's shorter, so like Vegeta, and they have to eat this, and then boom, setup city. I don't know what it is. All I know is that he's coming soon. So that's pretty good. That I can mark on my calendar on where it says soon, and that's the day I can.
That's what he's getting him, dude. That's right after December.
Don't show me trailers if you don't give me the information that matters. What if
I was just getting ready to say that.
What if I show you a movie trailer and just say, "Coming"?
That's happened actually. It actually happens a lot often than you think.
Yeah, it does.
That's still stupid, though.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
The whole point is to get their attention, and then you give them blue balls by saying you'll get it eventually.
There's game trailers that do that too. It's getting annoying and frustrating. Like if you're not ready. Like again, the best example is Fallout 4. And at the Bethesda, like was that 2 years ago? It might have been because this last year's was 76 and that bombed. The year before that, I think, was 4, and they were like, "So here's Fallout 4." They showed us a huge, cool trailer. Then he's like, "Here's more Fallout 4 gameplay trailer," and then he's like, "Oh, you thought you had enough? Comes out in 3 months." Boom! Everyone went buck wild, dude.
Yeah, even with Fallout 4, that's
perfect.
What I think to do. They should just shut the hell up until you know when I can use it.
Yeah, because nothing of Fallout 4 was released until that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, to that press conference, and right there they showed us the whole everything, the whole spiel, how things will work in the game, everything. Here's a release date, 2-3 months.
What upsets me about is this is DLC, not a game itself. They just say, "Oh, these are the characters." No roadmap, just these 5. When we're ready. Siege does it correctly where when the season starts, they have an event and they tell you the roadmap. So they're like, "Oh, the first season or season 1 of year whatever."
Yeah.
These characters are from this place and this place. We're either going to give you a new map or we're reworking one. And they show you, at least, they don't tell you what the character does, but they tell you some kind of information to keep you
they're showing you how software development works because they plan it ahead.
And you know that each season is 3 months. So you know the ballpark of when you're going to get content. Not, hey, there's 6 characters on the season pass. The first 2 are Jiren and fucking Videl. Question mark. One of those question marks is GT Goku. They knew we weren't gonna buy it if we knew what the fuck was gonna happen there, but GT Goku was there. Blank, Gogeta and Broly. We don't know when though. They're coming. Just shut the hell up, or tell me a date, or just don't show me.
Obviously,
Fuck
Siege
Goku.
also had somebody leaking everything. I didn't even know they had someone leaking it.
Yeah, they've been
I
leaking
think the only thing
continuously.
worse than like not getting enough information is getting too much.
Too much information?
Like I'm trying to think of a trailer. Like was it the second Fantastic Beasts trailer?
Oh, like movies, yeah. I hate preach, brother. When I can find out when you give me all the plot points in the trailer, why? Why
Yeah,
are you
like,
bothering?
what is the point? You know, you're just like they could have done so much with the trailer, and just people showed up just be like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, you know, the whole time. But now
Yeah.
they were like, hey, so Fantastic Beasts 2, here's the person that you thought was dead. Here's another person that just shows up randomly.
You want to
And
see the
here's
plot
somebody
twist
else,
before the
you know?
movie comes out? Here it is. Yo, like, what are you doing?
Like what was it? Repo Men? Repo Men.
Okay, I haven't seen that movie, but
Literally the first half of the movie was shown in the trailer. Like literally the first half.
oh my
You know?
gosh,
you
That's
could
trash.
literally skip. You could literally like
Skip
look
an
up
hour
how long
in.
it is, skip into that halfway point, and it would be the end of
One of the trailers.
the movie trailer. Like
Oh my
the only thing it doesn't show in the
trailer.
in the trailer is that they start counting how many times he gets a concussion. That's it.
Oh my god, that's terrible. I forgot. This is gonna be the greatest example for myself, Brian, and Randall. I think we're all watching
The dog movie.
Yes.
I was sitting here just waiting to,
Yeah.
to say something about it.
I think it was this year, right? I don't know
Yeah.
what effing movie we went to go see, but this stupid dog movie. I think it was a Way Back Home or something. A Dog's Home. It doesn't matter. It was literally the movie on the trailer. The dog escaped. It couldn't find itself. It ran into people. They were still finding it. Boom, he went back home. They showed him back with the family at the end of the trailer. I guess it turns out fine, Kelsey. I don't need to go see it.
They did the same thing with Bones. Like the new season came out, and everybody was like was talking about wanting Bones and Booth to hook up, right? And then like one of the episodes, they kind of lead towards that, happening.
Uh-huh.
And at the end, she like tells him, "I'm pregnant and it's yours." And then they like start up the new season, and they were like, catching up, and it goes, "I'm pregnant and it's yours," and then it goes and turns to Booth, and it's like, you could have just left it
Waited.
at that, just like left it at that, and then not have ruined every episode before this point.
So yeah, they just explode. What was the point of watching that episode then? Because I'm assuming that's the whole point.
They show it at the end of the episode, but this is I'm talking about their marketing team,
Yeah.
like hyping up the next season
Okay.
and showing that.
Why?
Like...
The point is leave us a mystery so we want to know what's happening, not just tell us what it is.
I don't
You
watch
know
trailers.
Whatever, dude.
Go ahead, Brian. What was you gonna say?
That's why you don't watch trailers unless it's for games like this. But they don't do anything but show me 7 milliseconds of the character and say, soon. That's the date on your calendar. Mark soon on your calendar.
It's after the 27th of February.
For me, like a good trailer for a movie, that like when I actually saw the movie, I was like, wow, blown away because I had no idea. Was 10 Cloverfield Lane.
That movie's so good.
My goodness, man! Like that movie turned out to be way much more than I thought it was gonna be. Especially at the end, like you thought this whole time.
Yo, but it's not spoiler. If you have not seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, go watch it.
I don't know what that is, so
We'll go watch it. The whole movie's literally like 3 characters, 4 characters. Go watch. No, don't look at your monitor like that. Load it up and watch it. We'll end the podcast right now. Anyway, yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane. Great. I think that's it, people. Oh, releases. So Pokemon comes out this week, Sword and Shield, and I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like, I don't know if I want this. I might wait to see how it turns out, but I don't know. The one thing that definitely pulled me back is that not all the Pokemon will be available on the game. So I'm like, that's kind of defeats the purpose for me. Cause I'm like, I thought the point is to catch them all every time there's a Pokemon game, but I don't know.
List of the Pokemon that they re-put in, and the ones that matter to me, they put in, but I'm not rushing to pay $60 for that.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm on the same boat there. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order comes out this week, and that I want to play it because it looks like a linear story based, like it looks like a Naughty Dog thing. You know what I'm saying? Like an action adventure, straight story. Hopefully, it's a good one. A boy from Shameless is in it. Yeah. I saw an advertisement for like the current season of Shameless, and I'm like, this is still going on.
With that show, I wait until it's done. With most shows, I just wait until the season's done and I binge it.
Gotcha. I was asking in the chat, did it look like it was going to play like Force Unleashed? It looks like it plays like the mechanics is like Dark Souls or Sekiro, I think it is. Where like you try to break through defenses to get to like a killer move or something. Like it plays very 1v1 type of thing. It's not like Force Unleashed where you can just like grab a huge boat and throw like kill like 6 people in front of you. It looks like it's gonna be a more strategic battle mechanic. So for those who like that, that's why I'm interested in it, because it might be a more accessible version for people like myself who like to. Huh?
Are boats in Star Wars?
Oh, I have no idea. I just said boats because I just finished watching Peanut Butter Falcon, so the only thing I can think of is boats right now.
You some sort of bounty hunter?
Is there a reward for you? It's like, no. Are you some sort of bounty hunter? Oh my gosh. Go watch Peanut Butter Falcon. For movies, Charlie's Angels. The remake is out this week. I guess
It wasn't good when it was original.
Whoa. Back up. The first one was fine.
They have that one character where, like, I think his hair got cut and he started yelling.
Creepy Thin Man. That's what they call him in the movie.
Creepy Thin Man?
Yeah. That's literally the only thing I remember is that, like, he keeps doing some weird hair shit. I think they cut his hair and he just starts yelling. It's the only thing I remember.
He would like, whoever he would fight, he would like rip part of their hair out and then smell it. And he would like, it was like he got aroused from it or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that. And then the one we're actually going to probably see this weekend, Ford versus Ferrari. This is the story, obviously, about Ford versus Ferrari. Shelby is looking to build a car to beat Ferrari in the Le Mans. Matt Damon plays Shelby. And Christian Bale plays... I forgot the driver's name. Let me click. I need to cheat, sorry. Miles? Something Miles. Ken Miles. Dang it, I was close. He plays Ken Miles. So
Get it? So his name is Ken Miles. Miles, like in miles per hour. His initials are KM, kilometers.
I guess that was a happy accident because these are real people, Brian. This isn't like done for ha-has and goo-goos. So.
Is that what they told me?
Ha-has and goo-goo.
Yeah, you never laugh so hard you go goo-goo-goo-goo. Huh?
No.
Are there gagas?
No. That's reserved
Radio
for Queen.
one.
And that's it. For music, I didn't see anything that caught my eye or attention, so...
Better listen to Young MMA.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, now you have like a weekly reminder to do so.
Yeah.
And speaking of Mr. Robot, no spoilers, it was good to see Joey again.
I was really happy.
Yeah, it made me really happy.
You can be strange, but don't be a stranger. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, Joey, don't leave.
He was listening to his own music.
Oh, he was?
There's a Joey Badass song playing.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. That makes sense, though. That was a good one on to it. But that's about it, people. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was about to end it without even asking you guys what you guys are doing this week. Kelsey, what are you doing this week?
Selfish.
Terrible host. Why do we hang out with him?
You're not hanging out with me, to be honest.
Technically, I am. Take time out of my day to sit here on the podcast with you.
Nobody on this podcast gets technical here, all right? We just throw crap out, we vomit out information, and then people correct us. That's how we do things.
I have a script. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I have a script too. It says improv.
Oh,
So this week, let's see. I don't know that I'm doing much this week either. I mean, I'm trying to get back into working on the car.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
What do you?
You just finished before the podcast started. You said you had a challenge for $100.
but they're starting after Thanksgiving.
Well, he doesn't need to know that he started now. Does he listen
I mean,
to this podcast?
I have started like trying to limit stuff.
Okay, then see, he's gonna get a head start. That's how we play dirty out here, right? With the Guerreros, right?
What the heck?
Too soon.
There's no way it's too soon, Brian.
It's always
ahead.
too soon.
Okay, let's just drift out of this situation, I guess. Wink. Anyway, go ahead, Kelsey.
I'm gonna try to get back working on the car. I've like really been itching to do it. I just really haven't had a lot of time recently to do.
Much of
Thing.
anything?
Yeah, like I'll get like an hour or something to go to like do something, and then I have to go do something else. So I either can't get dirty, or you know, I'm like in the middle of a bunch of things and don't even get an hour.
Are you gonna stream it when you start working out back on it, or are you just gonna
If I
wait till? Okay,
You know, I'm trying to.
gotcha. I remember because you messaged me you were gonna start the other car that was messed up, and I thought you finished the car, and I'm like, why aren't we watching you do this right now? It's a momentous occasion. The one we had to push, Brian, he got it working again.
I don't care about that car.
That's what I'm saying. But what he wrote to me, I'm gonna go start the car to try to see if it starts on, and I'm like, wait, what? It's done? Huzzah!
Yeah, that one I had to replace the alternator because the alternator died, and that was the biggest pain in the ass I think I've ever done. And then I was still having problems with it. Like I would turn it on and it would like hiccup, so I'd be like driving, and then all of a sudden the car would start like doing this because
Like hitching and stuff. Gotcha.
So I pulled off another 4,000 things to replace the spark plugs, got those replaced, and then I still occasionally have it, which means that it's more than likely either the fuck it's called, the ignition coils for the spark plugs, or the oh my god, I'm like brain dead today.
Well, you
Or
better.
the,
Don't
the
worry, just
harness,
do a
the wiring
transfusion.
harness.
man.
Just do a transfusion, and you'll come back to life. So done, dude.
Oh, look at Broly.
Oh,
Blame you.
Randall, you're looking up what you're gonna do this week. What are you finding on your phone that you can do this week?
I think I'll finally be finished with that app this week.
I mean, the microphone's above you, not below you. There you go.
Ooh.
Anyway,
So what are you gonna do? Randall, get off your phone, dude.
I think that I'm finally going to be done with the app. So, I guess start on whatever project comes up. When exactly does Fallen Order come out?
It should go live this Friday, I think. If not, it's next Tuesday, but I'm pretty sure it's this Friday.
If it comes out this weekend, then I'll probably be playing that.
Nice. You gonna stream it?
Gonna see Ford versus Ferrari.
You didn't answer my question.
You asked me when I was doing something. I'm telling you.
Okay, go ahead.
I think that's it. Ford versus Ferrari.
And Star Wars?
Maybe Star Wars. Plan to be done with the app.
It's a big week for you then.
What day did you say you were streaming?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Like, it seems like I heard you're gonna be streaming Star Wars. So where is that gonna be at?
OnlyFans.com.
I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else I'll be doing.
Like streaming?
It'd have been nice if Broly came out. I want to give him a try.
So you can stream that?
What, Broly?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, there goes your fan base, I guess.
I don't have a fan base.
You sure? Because they're smiling at you right now.
You
Well,
have
Brian
a
never
big fan
smiles,
base,
but
you just refuse to acknowledge the fact that you have a fan base.
all right. So since he's not going to be streaming and deserting all of his followers, Brian, what are you doing this week?
I'll tell you what I'm doing this week, Jack.
Ooh, hit him with it.
Alright, so tomorrow, I don't know what I'm playing, but I'm probably gonna use my hitbox. Or what yet?
Just make a segment of like, can I play hitbox with it? Can I play this game with a hitbox? And just record yourself trying to play like Siege.
I want to try Indivisible with it. I haven't done that. Okay, so Wednesday, some kind of fighting game. Thursday, I'm just gonna do me real quick. You feel me? Aha. But then
Have you
Friday,
tried it with Street Fighter yet?
What does that mean?
uninstalled Street Fighter. Yeah.
Good thing he got that season pass, bro. Like, oh my!
It's just
You're just
I
done
don't-
with the game,
yeah. It's
Now,
just
what he's really gonna play is Skullgirls 2.
and then
Oh,
just all you see is
snap.
water go up the camera because it's just drowning in tears.
and Friday I'm playing Indivisible.
Nice. Okay, cool. Did I go through all of you? Kelsey, did you finish yours? I kind of cut you off after the car thing.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
What are you doing this week?
What am I doing this week? I'm gonna work out, of course. That's what we're doing. I'm going to start probably tomorrow streaming Bloodstained because I forgot to have that on Game Pass, and it's a Metroidvania, so I don't know why I haven't started it yet.
Wait. It's the full game or the prequel?
I think it's the full game. The Ritual of the Night's the full game, right?
No,
thought-
that's why I didn't play it because I'm waiting for the deal. So I'm waiting for the other characters they're adding.
Oh, yeah, because I heard it was gonna be a co-op, but I'm like, I don't know if I can wait. I want to just play a Metro. Like it's either that or I just start streaming Control again. Like,
I'm waiting. I mean, I have enough stuff at the beat, so I'm waiting.
so yeah, I'm probably gonna try that out. We'll see. If not, I don't know. Most likely Bloodstained. I gotta install it, and then Thursday.
Have you played more of the Outer
Outer
Worlds?
Worlds. I could do that. Maybe tomorrow I'll do Outer Worlds because I already have that installed. And then Thursday I'll try out Bloodstained. So there you go. You just reminded me. I have it installed. I just haven't loaded it up again. So tomorrow I'm doing Outer Worlds. And then
You guys ever finish Gears 5?
he said he's just gonna wait for me to get like when he comes over. We'll do it locally because he doesn't want to stream it. So
I don't know. I don't know if it's just something about Gears. Maybe it's just the lack of respect towards robots immediately that just has me a bit turned off. But I want to finish it just for closure. Like, I'm not expecting somebody to be like a werewolf plot twist or something like that.
I don't think it's gonna end at 5. They're probably gonna make a Gear 6.
Are y'all okay with them shifting the focus?
What?
Are you guys okay with them shifting the focus? Like it's not about Marcus.
Wasn't about him in the one before this.
Yeah, like
In the beginning, it wasn't it?
Yeah, in the first trilogy, but then with when 4 or 5, it wasn't about them anymore. It wasn't about Marcus, and like they're in it. Like some of them, the people who survived are still in it, but it's not about them. They're supporting cast now. They're not the main cast.
Yeah. It's
So
about
yeah,
Kate and his son.
Yeah, his son, Kate, and Dez. No. Oh my God! Of course, I forgot the only African American name.
wow.
So he's the pro robot.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
It has to be Dez. There's some. Hold on.
Sounds right.
Gears 5.
Wasn't he like a football player or something?
No, that's a different one. It's from that's from the third. That's from the first
Wow,
trilogy.
all blacks are the same to Randall. Fucking racist.
Well, I mean, I've only played the game one time, so
It's Dell.
Well, there it is.
I think it's Dell.
That's right. That's right. It has to be right. Sounds right. Just
So what
Shrek.
happened to the other guy?
What other guy?
The one that was a football player.
He's still in. I guess spoil it. He's still in here. He hasn't died.
But he's just not one of the main
Yet.
characters.
No, they're all supporting cast. Like they meet up with him throughout the story so far. We only finished the first act.
So back to my original question, how do you guys feel about that?
It's fine. Like otherwise, like that group of characters already took down. They had their arc. I don't want another arc of the same guys. I think it's fine. It's like the next generation, like what they're doing with the Avengers. We had our original crew, now they're passing the torch. I don't know. That to me seems like the natural step, but some people do like just to keep it with the original people. But I like seeing them age and seeing their different outlooks after the things they've already endured and stuff. So
See, I would be okay with that, but it sounds like to me that he's not even playable.
no, it's co-op.
Story mode, no.
Yeah, like,
He's not playable in story mode.
No,
Yeah, see, like that part bothers me.
it's
Because
not,
you grow an attachment to these characters, or you get invested with these characters, kind of like hell, and all of a sudden now it's like, okay, I'm okay with the whole new generation thing, but it's like, why completely cut him out?
because it's not about him.
He's still in the game though.
Yeah, like he's
I understand that, but you don't play as him.
Doesn't
because
matter.
it-
It's third person.
yeah, like you still see him. Like I don't understand what the gripe is. Like he's still in the story. He's part of the plot points. Like he's joining. He's with them. Like he's still like, oh my, he might die because he's out there in the front lines with people.
All right, so if you was playing Uncharted and you didn't play as Nathan, you would be okay with that.
Lost Legacy, like the one with the chicks playing, I played it. It's fine. It's just
Yeah, but he's not part of the story.
so because
He's
it's
part of
his
the story.
because he's not. He's
No, he's not.
It's another story right within the same world.
Yeah, that's different though, because it's just about them. I'm talking about if Nathan was like on the journey with whoever said people are, but you don't play as him.
That's fine because it's not about.
You would be okay with that.
If it's not about them, I don't care. I'm playing as the character that it matters, Randall.
Wow.
I already.
It's
would
not
rather
their
play as
story.
Sully. I'd already rather play as Sully. So if they give me Sully, I'm happy.
He has 4 full games. So yeah, if another one he's in, he's just walking around being an NPC. Cool. Okay,
Fine,
I already
think.
have
If you're at the PSP
70
game.
hours. Oh, and the PSP game, which actually was not that bad.
Vita.
Oh, Vita, sorry, yeah. Who I have way too many time with him and Shambhala. Okay, next person. Like otherwise they get burnt out. Why do you think they're on the 4th one? I'm like, ugh, maybe it's not gonna be that great. And it was that game was kind of long. Like for what it had, it was a lot too much.
It was too much.
They gave me an open world area. I'm like, I don't need this. Just
You do, you
straight
just don't
shoot
know
it.
that.
Why are you in such a hurry? Enjoy the lore, man.
What lore?
You in
There's no
Madagascar.
lore there. It was drive around, pick up paper.
But you were in Madagascar, man. That jump was beautiful.
Yeah, I can look up what Madagascar looks like, Randall. Like that doesn't. Wow, it's
Okay.
rendered great.
All
Okay, I'm playing a game, Randall. So the game
Are you
better
though?
be fun. And just driving around looking at art, not what I paid $60 for, Randall.
I think I've seen this episode. What is it? No Man's Sky.
Yeah, that launch was basically that. I pay $6 for Uncharted to have the building scene in Uncharted 2, where you're in it and the whole thing's shaking. You're trying to have a gunfight while the freaking building's falling on top of another one. You have to jump through a
Train.
window. The train sequence. That's what I paid. Like not driving around in the Jeep. The heck? Come on, Randall. Looking at art the entire time. A game,
he is a
not a
bucket.
slideshow. That's not what I'm playing. You got me riled up at the end of this thing, man. Oh my god, dude. And I'm not even gonna start. And I'm gonna start talking crap about Last of Us now.
You got beef with The Last of Us?
I mean, it was pretty shitty.
Yeah, because Kelsey played all
I'm
of it.
sorry.
He didn't. He hasn't opened it. Don't listen to him.
Oh,
He has the case, the PS3 version, not the PS4 one.
I don't even own a PS4.
Exactly. All right, I gotta
still
end
in
this
its
because
wrapper.
everyone's just grinding my gears right now.
See, installed GTA 5. Started the main mission, the tutorial mission. Got out and never played it again.
That's unfortunate, man. That actually has a pretty good story.
Yeah, I was looking at
So you saw somebody else play
they
it?
have Grand Theft Auto 5 for $15 on Steam,
Gonna play it.
and I was thinking about getting it, and then I was like, am I ever really gonna play this? Probably not.
Here you go.
Gotcha. I mean, I recommend it. Like that story was really, really, really good, and they balanced our 3 characters like full story arcs, and I thought it was really good because their lives like
Yeah.
intertwined in a cool way. It was great.
I mean, it was just really disappointing loading it up on the PlayStation, and like, okay, I
Oh my
finally have
God,
some
Randall.
time.
Randall, this
I'm
is right
gonna sit
here.
down.
This is called the
I'm
bait
gonna-
and switch. Go ahead. What? So what? You loaded it up and you had to wait for downloads? That's
Yeah.
crazy. And then you try to load the game and you had to wait more. You know when you don't have to wait, Kelsey? When you hit play on Stadia coming soon. Thank you. And
Nobody gives a
voila,
fuck
Randall.
about
That's how you
millions.
corner
This is
them.
also why you don't play on a goddamn console. You play on the PC.
You have a console now. You can't say that anymore. Fucking
Yeah, you
Switch
have
owner.
Switch, so your point's void and null.
No, it's not.
Fucking console owner.
Now that Stadia exists, it definitely is.
Is Switch really considered a console?
Yes,
Portable.
it's a
handheld
hybrid.
console.
I would say it's a hybrid.
No, I don't know. I compare it more to the Game Boy than I do to like a PlayStation.
That's where it shines. Like when it's portable, that's when it's the best. Because I mean, you're getting really good, like a console-like experience when like design is like console, like Mario Kart, Smash Bros. Like those games are made for console users, but you can take it with you, you know, and it still works pretty well. So I mean, especially if you're like huge into indie games, it's got a lot of really good indie games on it. So you can take that, like if you're going to the poo-poo, play on the toilet, play a good round of Dead Cells. Woo. Anyway, episode 70 is in the books, where everyone just grinds my gears the last 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. Why am I such a hurry, Randall? You have the gall.
Because I thought.
Yes, I'm in a hurry to play a game, Randall. That's why I'm playing a
You're
game.
supposed to enjoy it, man.
That's how I play. By playing it, that's how I do it. Not looking at art.
Yeah, but you rush through stuff, man.
To the gameplay, yes, that's what I do.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. It's really cool to like go into a game for like half a second and be like, when you get to like an open world spot and go, "Damn, this is pretty."
Yeah. Let's
Okay,
go
I'm
back
done.
to go.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
well,
Yeah.
let's go. Like, I'm not Brian 7 hours looking, hey, what does my character look like? If it doesn't benefit me mechanically, move on. Who cares what I look like?
If I like how I look, I'm more inclined to make sure I don't die.
Okay. So if you just look terrible, you're just jumping off ledges, running into gunfire without shooting back, get out, dude.
So this is what Bryant did. So here's an asshole. Here's
Yeah.
the excuse. There we go.
Well, I mean, I
That was
made
the
it clear.
lie he just pulled out.
I made it clear I'm fucking around there.
Like, I can only imagine how long Randall and Brian are going to take at the Cyberpunk create a character screen.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy every nook and cranny of that movie.
That what?
It's gonna be like a movie.
No, it's not, Randall. You honestly think it's like Uncharted? It's not going to be like
No,
that at
I
all.
didn't say Uncharted. I said I think it's gonna be like a movie.
And it's not. Uncharted is like a movie.
How do you know it's not gonna be like a movie?
Because I played The Witcher, Randall. That's how.
Okay.
The Witcher 3 is not like a movie. It's not linear.
I don't mean like it being linear or non-linear. I'm just talking about that I think it's gonna be very immersive with a great story.
So
Yeah.
hour 17, you finally hit OK on your character select screen, and I'm already enjoying the game.
I really want both of them to stream playing this game.
Yeah, and
Just so
I'll put a time watch, and they'll be like, let's see how long it takes them to play the game.
I don't see anything wrong with spending 20 minutes or so.
That's
on your-
cute.
If you can customize your character,
Only
that's what
20
it's
20
for.
minutes. 20 minutes per body part.
Yeah, like
we
he
got
didn't put
eyes
the
now. Here we go.
asterisk.
We got to make them big. Or
Whoa,
small.
the meters. Whoa. The heck? I'm in there to shoot things. Get me in there, dude. Oh my
That's
gosh.
where the rando button comes in.
That's terrible.
I don't even do
That
random.
looks good.
I'm
Let's
whatever
do this.
selected. I'm like, when the best for me is when they say, "Are you male or female?" And I'm like, "Male." Is this okay? Yes. Move on. That male, that default male one, great. Let's move it.
Only game where I leave as is Mass Effect. I did it the first save. After I was like, no, I just look fucking stupid.
But granted, the creative character in the first Mass Effect was not great.
Fucking garbage.
Oh
That's,
my
that's
God.
not totally untrue, but you know,
Yeah.
because you had like 3 hairstyles to choose from and like 2 different scar positions.
Yeah, there wasn't.
You know.
Yeah. I'm just to end it. We're all gonna be enjoying Cyberpunk a bit differently, okay? And if you guys want to
Definitely.
spend 6 hours,
So
how
you gonna
look-
try to blaze through the whole game?
No,
real
Randall, I'm
quick.
gonna go to the moment-to-moment gameplay, which is what's happening, what's the loop. That's what I'm going to, not these small pieces of look at this experience for 20 minutes, and then the game doesn't do that. Like the game isn't fashionista, all right? I don't care what I look like.
Hey,
I'm there to-
if you want.
I'm really hoping that it's one of those games where you like learn about the lore as you go through it. You know, where like as you just explore different parts of the cities and whatever, and you do certain things, learn a whole bunch about it, and then that way you can like take your time and experience that, and then have the gunplay where you just like run through the gunplay.
I don't know why Brian's doing this, but I wanted to mimic him.
He's like, I really hope that the Witcher series, and then the Witcher series, and
Yeah.
gunplay. That's
Yeah. It's gonna be it's gonna be first person Witcher, dude. Like that's
The Witcher series. So there's 3 Witchers. Is that what I heard?
There's Gwent, and then there's Witcher 2 and Witcher 3.
got it.
I played I did actually play part of the first one, and I just couldn't do it. Like running around, like trying to like you're like holding the sword. You're like
Imagine playing the
trying
whole
to do
game.
stuff.
Yeah, imagine playing the whole fucking game. Waste of time.
Oh my gosh, dude. What I can't wait for, to be honest with you guys, is I hope it turns out this way. But I hope they don't let you preload the game. So that when you guys are downloading it, I'm gonna hit play on Stadia. That's what I'm hoping for.
Watching you
I
playing
mean, that would mean that Stadia would be allowed to preload it, but we aren't.
Because it's on their servers. So yeah.
But I don't think that's how that works.
It is how that works. So they just
I don't think
upload like the same way Steam has access to. That's how you preload it, because it is on their servers. So if it's already on Stadia servers, I can just hit play.
It's not gonna be a preload from on your end. It's already gonna be on there.
Talk about it, Randall. You see
You
what I'm
won't
saying?
get it, but you won't
see what
get
I'm saying?
access until the day of.
So
which I mean, still doesn't matter because you won't have to install it. So
when are you guys getting your pre-orders?
I already
Already
pre-ordered.
got
pre-ordered.
it.
Randall, not Cyberpunk, you silly nilly.
Ooh.
Episode
I already
70
told you,
of
my-
the episode podcast, guys, of the ADLR podcast. We're 2 hours and a half in, so let's just end this so I can start uploading this, because you guys are seriously like just trash. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I love all of you.
Yeah, so is Stadia, but you bringing it up.
Oh my god, I can't wait. The day this man's like, so I caved and I got a Stadia because I wanted to check it out.
It's never gonna happen.
Never
It's
gonna happen.
Never gonna
Okay.
happen.
I want to get the Darksiders game.
I can't wait. The episode
It's
70 of the
never
ADLR
gonna happen.
podcast, dude. Oh my gosh.
I
You
feel
want-
like there's gonna be some limitations, man. Or maybe it's not
Let
gonna
him
be.
end the fucking episode already.
Patreon.com/ADLR plays if you want to support the show.
What do you think the limitations are gonna be, Randall?
Yo, when the fuck is Broly coming out?
That's a good question.
That's actually a good question.
Fuck GT Goku.
All right, so you can go to www.adlrplays.com for all your ADLR needs, you know.
Is that where you
Audio-
can talk about the limitations of Stadia?
Audio versions of the podcast, video versions of the podcast. You can send us fan mail. They're there as well. I haven't looked at my chat in so effing long, dude. I got a follower from Moonflower20. I'm so sorry.
Wait, so that means that if internet goes down, you can't play.
Randall, I always have internet.
Yeah. Okay. I want to bring you back. I want to bring you back.
He has phone connection though. You can play without Wi-Fi.
I
so
always have internet.
Okay.
Oh, got him. Kelsey, what are you going to say? What was it?
I want to bring you back to the day that Comcast was like, you know what? I want to release an update in the middle of your podcast.
And here's my backup plan to that answer.
So how does that work?
Call me Jotaro,
you're
my
gonna
guy.
cast it to your TV.
He's just gonna create a hotspot off his phone and then connect his phone.
You
to
don't
it.
have to.
I can just play it
There's
off my
Stadia
phone.
app. Yeah.
mean,
I can literally
you
just
do that
connect
too,
my
but
yeah. The heck?
You can
I just
what?
don't think
Cobra
it-
said
I
phones
don't
can
think-
die too. My guy, I can charge it.
What if I drug you and put you in the Amazon?
I guess yeah, you got me. If you drug me, put me in the Amazon, I'll be like, where am I? So
No further questions, Your Honor.
I like how everyone is just, how can Stadia fail? My guy, we're way beyond that.
Easy, because
I'm
your
not
phone's
trying to
not going to
flip-
be the same as playing on the computer.
I'm not trying to
How
see
is that
it.
the same?
I'm not trying to see it fail. I'm just thinking
Because the
of all
screen
the-
size? I don't care.
No,
Anthony,
you don't
end the
have the same
episode.
controls.
End the episode.
My
put
my
a-
Xbox controller connects to my phone.
It doesn't.
put a
Yes,
pin
it
in
does.
Put a pin in it. End your fucking episode.
You're
and then
right.
this is post-show.
But the screen is so small though, man.
So are you.
All right, right, guys. I love you. Thank you guys for watching the ADLR Podcast. We'll be back next week. Bye.
You